And hello, welcome to California Lutheran University and George Sparky Anderson Field. We have a great CCL matchup on tap for us today between the Conejo Oaks and the Arroyo Seco Saints. My name is Aaron Goldstein. I'm joined by my colleague, Anthony Vasquez. Anthony, what can we expect in this ballgame?
Well, we can expect the Saints to come in today's game a little angry after the tough loss, 8-5 against Orange County a couple nights ago. And I think the Saints right now have the thump in the lineup and the starter on the mound to get it done today.
That's right. And for the Oaks, Jackson Lappiner on the hill, and the Saints will open up with Josiah Morrissey, the instant impact center fielder. That is followed by Max Blessinger, Nathan Becker, the first baseman from Rice, Matt Wong, Jordan Rogers, Jeff Bowser DHing, Matt Marlowe, Cooper Harris, Tyler Lejeune, and Carson Mckinney on the bump. Tell us a little something about Carson Mckinney, the big righty. Carson
McKinney is getting his first game action. He said he was going to pitch today, and look for him to go maybe 2 or 3 innings because his coaching staff really wants to keep these arms fresh, especially with their next baseball season coming. So look for Carson McKinney to pitch 2 or 3 innings, and he'll be pretty good today.
Well, there you go. We're just about set for game time. Beautiful day here at Cal Lutheran University. Not a cloud in sight.
That's right, not a cloud in sight, but the sun is beating right down on us. So I think it'll be good.
Should be fun. Here comes Morrissey to the plate hitter. Morrissey, shortstop, second base field. Today he's man field and center.
That's right, John Morrissey, one of the more athletic players on this team, and right so being the leadoff hit. His job is get on base.
Batting from left side here, number 25, the righty, Lappiner. And the right-hander works from the windup and misses with one here. Let's talk a little bit about here as the leadoff hitter, just for no one.
That's right, for the leadoff hitter. For John Morrissey, he can easily take second, easily turn to playing stolen bases. Usually, so we would have to get on.
So, Chanel Cal's fastball misses. Ready, look in. Fires a fastball, that's off the plate. So, fastball command a little off the stability.
Fastball command is a little bit off, he's a little bit arm side if they're right hitters. So, should they win right, he's green light.
The 3-0 pitch. That's a whip ball forward, so Morrissey finds himself first base.
Certainly right. Back misses right now. So Conejo.
Now, Coach Aaron Milam here. Are you giving a green light or are you going to get a strike?
Usually 3-0 like hitters take just maybe take the shot. Hey, it's a ball everyone trying to catch, not swing for you. Best you get.
So here's Lester with a runner on first, nutty out. Shows bunt, gets it down. Pitcher Lappin field, he'll go first. McCoy out, sacrifice there. Productive out for Lessinger. So 1 out runner scoring position would be side and up to Nathan Becker, big left-hander, Pace University. Becker reminds a little bit of Joey and is a very tall posture. Lefty.
That's right, get out of that. Nathan Becker weak right now.
The Powers, Lappiner checks on running base, Josiah Morrissey. Last catcher will go up to that's Brendan for 27 bats in the last.
And they wrote Josiah Morrissey as a run on second base. He's staying with the cat and treat Josiah first set down second. That's what they really got to get there.
That was an interesting call to have the 2-hitter last bunt there at 4 strikes.
Yeah, it was when you used to catch a pitch, you would think Jim would take a strike. But I think the great bunt sit down and Morrissey's a second.
That's right. So now a runner in score position with 1 out. Righty deals curveball and it catches the corner. Little back curl. Snuck it in there.
That's right. If you miss 4 times with that, why not let him with the curl?
There you go. So no 1 strike to the lefty backer. Lappiner looks in, checks on the runner at second a couple times. Runner is going, throws in the dirt, and the ball is thrown away. But Morrissey will hold at third base. So a stolen base for Morrissey. He flashes that athleticism and that great speed. So on third, 1 out. Huge opportunity here for the Arroyo Seco Saints to get on the board in this first inning.
Well, certainly right. You definitely want the players to get on.
So 1 ball and 1 strike to Becker. The righty Lappiner deals, and it's grounded foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Excellent pitch there by the right-hander, pounding that fastball in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Anthony, they talk about the biggest pitch being the 1-1 pitch. Because the difference between 2-1 and 1-2 changes the whole at bat.
That's certainly right. Hitters' batting averages skyrocket when the count is 2-1 as opposed to 1-2. And now, pitcher can do whatever you want right here.
So here's the 1-2 pitch, and it's grounded weakly. It's fielded by the catcher, throws to first, records the out, but the run will come in to score. Josiah Morrissey comes in, puts up the first run of the ball game. That goes to the Arroyo Seco Saints. So an RBI there for the first baseman, Nathan Becker. He does his job, gets the run in.
Yeah, Becker did his job right there, and play by great running by Josiah Morrissey at the end of the day right there.
So here's Matt Wong. He'll bat with 2 outs and nobody on. Matt Wong is red hot.
That's right. For last game, the Hawaii native should be regular. And once again, his job, he's the 4-hitter, get on base and kiss the baton.
So 2 outs, nobody on base. And the righty Lappiner looks in, gets that catcher, and deals. Breaking ball pitch, and that's just a bit hot. He's working with that pitch mix. Fastball slider.
Yeah, fastball slide, late in the curveball steal. And you're seeing that a lot right now in the game. First pitch, right ball, relay, that's right there.
Balls and streaks. The pitch is on and grounded to the second baseman. He fields, records the out. So Lappin allows 1 run. Head to the bottom of first inning. Score is Seco 6-1 and Conejo 0. So folks, you're listening to the Arroyo Seco Media Network on YouTube. Again, Aaron Goldstein, alongside my partner, Andy Vasquez. And Andy, we head to the bottom of the first inning. To us about the big right-hander, number 27 on the mound for the Arroyo Seco.
Yeah, Carson keeps going with a zinging fastball. Right now, he's currently in the transfer portal for a new home. A really mid-out as only a freshman in high school. Actually moved there to get mated with Alabama. And eventually decided for Millen workout from was hit by a line 5 injured ankle and really derailed his career.
The righty has a lot of potential. Looking to get in here, the California Collegiate League. So we're just at the bottom of the first inning. Come up to that. Leadoff hit Carrillo, number 4. Carrillo has excellent speed. That's a very important thing in that spot is speed and ability to get on base, and Rio certainly has that ability.
Yeah, and that's what he massive for coming to the first out. Just for cup it, it takes a lot out to get that fat base runner. You can take to the second hitter.
So he kicks in, and that ball is flared left field, falling fast, drops it fair for a base hit. So first pitch swinging is Carrillo, and sends a base hit into left field. So nobody on, 1 out here for the Oaks.
By Carrillo, usually on the first pitch of fastball, and he just took it to left field, 10 for a base hit. Up to the box score.
There you go. So very interesting as Peener, the lefty, steps. Bats right, throws left. He's a bats left, throws. He's a two-way guy. He's actually on the for the Oaks today, on top of the fact that he's hitting second. McKinney already from the catch. And deals a heater up, 1 ball, strikes. Now, Anthony, I want your thoughts. How did pitching and then being in the lineup and have to hit? It's a lot on your plate.
It is, and you don't see a lot in each game, but you can do it.
Another fastball, it's 2 balls and no strikes. There's one man who can do it in the pro. His name is Shohei Ohtani. He does it at a pretty high level. So 2 balls and no strikes. Runner on first with nobody out in this bottom first inning. McKinney has a sign. Righty deals. Another fastball. This one's in there. 2 balls, 1 strike on the left-handed hitting Jackson Apple. So 2-1. Again, 1-0 ball game in the bottom of the first inning. And the pickoff throw is thrown away, and that will allow Carrillo to advance to second. He's thinking about third, and he's going to take the turn and head to third base. Just like that, the Oaks have a runner on third with nobody out. Sloppy baseball from the Saints there.
Yeah, bad toss right there by McKinney, and usually when you allow Carrillo to get a jump on second base, you can easily take third with his speed.
So 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner on third here with nobody out. And a huge opportunity for the lefty to help his own cause here in the bottom of the first inning.
That's certainly right. It's one of the advantages of pitching and hitting.
And he takes a breaking ball in the dirt, Nice stop there. And that would be the catcher, Cooper Harris. Harris is really a special defender. We've got to see him play a couple times, and he really is a wall behind the plate.
That's certainly right. A little bit of struggling with the hitting so far this season, but so far in defense, A+.
Fastball away, ball 4, and the Oaks have him cornered with nobody out here. Here comes A.J. Salgado.
And Aaron, the thing here, if you're a defender, you have to be okay with trading an out or maybe even 2 outs for the run right here. It's not that, it's still the first inning. You're already up 1-0. It's not the end of the world if you give up a run, and that's why Coach Milam is playing the infield back.
And we see Becker holding the runner on there at first base, but the rest of the infielders, as you said, are back. As McKinney fires that one in for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. So, if you're the Oaks here, do you put your runner in motion? Do you put your pitcher in motion, or are you content here?
It would not surprise me if that first base runner takes off right here.
As that fastball is upstairs, 1 ball and 1 strike. Oaks displaying some very good discipline early in this ballgame, especially with the fastball.
That's certainly right. There's some very good discipline for Conejo so far. That's one way to keep grinding Carson Mckinney out of this game and really dig deep into that Arroyo Seco bullpen.
So McKinney's already thrown a lot of pitches in this first inning. Righty deals, and the off speed is taken down. 2 balls and 1 strike here. So hitters count here. McKinney looks in. He has his sign from his catcher, Harris. He deals. And fastball is lined to short, fielded. They get 1 at second base, and that's all they'll get. A run comes in to score, and just like that, the game is tied 1-1.
Yeah, it was a great play right there, and all you need is just trade an out for a 1. That's really it.
Nice play there by shortstop Jordan Rogers. And second baseman Tyler Lejeune, who plays all over the place. We saw him at third base in that first preseason game.
That's right. Tyler Lejeune is the man that could do it all right now. This whole Arroyo Seco team is filled with a lot of athletic players who can play anywhere on the diamond.
So 1 out here. Runner on first. McKinney looks in. Misses with the breaking ball. So now hitting the cleanup man for the Oaks, Zach Crandall. Right-handed bat. Salgado leads off from first. The pitch from McKinney is in the dirt, and again a great stop by Cooper Harris.
And so far, McKinney's release with that breaking ball has been a little bit off. Sometimes he lands it perfectly for a strike. The other turns in a 58-foot breaking ball. So if you can really snap that curveball in there, throw it for strikes, the ability to throw a breaking ball for a strike is huge.
And for those Oaks hitters, if he's not establishing that he can throw the breaking ball for a strike, they can sit dead red. They can expect the heater. So here is the pitch. Swing and a miss. Correction, he just got a piece of that as it's 2 balls and 1 strike now. So 1 out here in the bottom of this first inning. 1-1 the score, 1 out. Runner on first base. That would be the 3-hitter Salgado for the Oaks. McKinney looks in. And the big right-hander fires, misses upstairs. 3 balls and 1 strike. So plenty of hitters counts for the Oaks here early in this ball game, partner.
That's right. McKinney's fallen behind early, and like you said before, a lot of people can sit dead red if you're not landing that breaking ball.
So 3 balls and 1 strike here. 1 out. Here's the pitch from McKinney. Fastball rides upstairs, ball 4. So Crandall draws the base on balls. First and second here for the Oaks. And here comes the big catcher, number 27, Brendan Durfy. Durfy's got a huge opportunity to do some damage here for the Oaks.
Well, that's certainly right. Durfy has a chance to break this inning open.
So first and second, nobody out. And if we look at the defensive alignment here for the Arroyo Seco Saints, defenders seem back almost in double play depth up the middle.
Yep, back in double play depth, and if you're Carson Mckinney, you're a real big job right here. Force that ground ball to one of your middle infielders.
McKinney checks on his runner at second. Now the righty deals, and he misses upstairs. that seems to be a common theme as we hear Coach Aaron Milam tell his big right-hander to work downhill. Seems to be missing up a lot on those heaters.
That's right. Like I said before, really having to lock in that release.
McKinney deals. Fastball, good placement there, and it's fouled straight back. We talk this a lot as he fouls that off straight back. Foul the ball straight back, that usually means you're onto the pitcher.
Yeah, that means they certainly got a good hack on McKinney. Really have to be careful right here. Really focus on locate.
So 1 ball and 1 strike here now in a 1-1 ball game. And the fastball popped up on the face side. Shortstop makes the call. You make a play. This play there by Roger. Call off his debate, and he had a better angle there.
Certainly a play. Nice play. Roger slides on, and really look like that third base. Matt Marlowe having a really tough time back in that.
Now 2 outs here. And Penny has something, but if he's able to put this batter away, then really limit the damage here.
Certainly.
So attack duty. Number 25, another right hand take the ball. Here goes. So first and second, 2 out. 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the first inning. Kinney, the righty, looked in. Now he fires. Ball is low. A great scoop there. We really talk enough about Cooper Harris's outstanding defense. Ball there.
That's Cooper Harris, but certainly an A+ to him right there, and he really has to catch now here for the.
He's a 1-man acting crew. 2 balls. It's a hitter count here for the righty duty. Here's the pitch and foul, and that clips the ball down there. 2 balls and 1 strike. Still a hitter count duty.
Yep.
So Kinney looks inside was Karras. He missed downstairs 3 balls and 1 strike. So a huge hit here. 3 balls and 1 strike. Kinney checks on base. He deals. Foul ball upstairs, ball 4, and the bases are locks on the pond here for Charles Zeno. And we think Cooper Harris is out to tell the pitcher right now.
Really just calm him down. So pitching coming out here. But we'll calm him early. Really get pitch mixed up and a plan to attack hitter.
We talk a lot about balanced lineup and the ability to give pitchers different looks, and really do that. Back in both lefty and righties.
Certainly right. It's probably a strategy to mix it up. Righty, left, righty, lefty. It's huge, especially for advantages. And Oaks have platoon advantage outs.
So this is from Messina. He is a junior, attends Pittman University. Actually, very here, we passed on the freeway on our drive from Pasadena. 5-1 bats left, throws right. Common trend in today's game. Guy who hit lefty and throw right.
Well, that's certainly right. He gets advantages for you. Right, on the defense side, he played it.
Bases loaded, 2 outs here. As Messina begins. Kinney working for the stretch here. Your pitch, and he misses there. Maybe trying to get that off speed. Sometimes if you can't really point on your fastball, you'll more off speed. 1 ball, no strikes here. He deals, and the fastball is slide down the third line. The third base Marlowe call, he'll put it away. So the damage is on part of McKinney. Move ahead to the top second inning. The score 1-1. So to the second inning here, and Jordan Rogers shoots up to that. Will be by Jeff Bowser, Matt Marlowe, and he reaches head Cooper Harris. So here's Jordan Rogers, where number 3 comes in field on the side of the ball, and after misses upstairs 1 ball and no strikes. It's been a complete early ball game. Pitcher's missing upstairs the heater.
Especially if you want the first pitch strike center. His missing arm, hyper with right, missing glove side.
The Ladner fires a heater there. Kenny side corner 1 ball and 1 strike on shortstop for Saints. So we got a 1 ball game. Top of the second in. Here is the pitch. That's way upstairs. Curveball there and just left his hands. 2 balls and 1 strike. Hit count for Rogers. As the right looks in. Fires a heater, and that's upstairs as well. 3 balls and 1 strike. Looking for their leadoff man on in the first inning in form of Jaya Morrissey. He's able to reach. Rogers looking to follow the track. Foul line right back to us. Good hack, Rogers, and the Kings will 3 balls and 2 strikes. Righty looks in, changes his grip. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Struck him out, swinging a beautiful pitch there. Fastball upstairs, like a four seam, has a nice upward movement there. Run up here. 1 out, nobody on. Here's Jeff. We've seen a lot, flushes into speed. Righty deals. Break misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Let's talk a little bit about Jeff Bowser, number 26, right-hander, DHing today. Very speed, good contact hitter. He's had success in his first couple games.
You took the whole right of my by great contact. You get him. One thing I said, how athletic the Arroyo Saints line is, and important to be for 2 months per season.
That's right, you alluded to 2 months long in the Saints Ball Club, California Collegiate League. So 3 balls and no strikes here on a speedster Bowser. The pitch and fastball is loose over the first baseman's head. It will fall for a base hit. Bowser thinking about 2. He'll head there. Here is the throw, and it's no close. Jeff Bowser with a 1-out double. Folks, we got the speed. Just got to see there.
Certainly right. It wasn't best ball. Well, kind of moved him. I'm to right field line. He spit in the right place and got his glove to a seat.
There you go. And Tyler Glacky made an attempt on it. A regular for the Conejo Oaks. Got to jump on it. Feel cleanly. Did a nice throw. Bowser just too much. So 1 out and a run on second base thanks to the double Bowser. Now the third baseman comes to hit. Matt Mullo. So Lappin working from the stretch. Righty fires fastball in. No balls and a strike. You see the baseman, Cody Sulak, the Oaks, almost standing on the base and moving away. As that was popped up way high in the field. And Sulak is unable to make the play. The second out. Partner, we took that in yesterday's podcast a couple days ago. The second baseman almost acting as over up middle and have to move back to his position once you're ready to fire. It's very tough to happen.
Yeah, defensive stability is huge, especially in the game. It's been on display. You're looking behind second base, trying to keep that especially speed out. Anything hit the outfield squad.
So 2 outs here, and catcher Cooper Harris will hit. Harris been in a little of his life offensively, as we spoke about it.
That's certainly right. But he's never the glove. He's so far proven his worth on it.
As Lappin looks at second base, fires upstairs and misses the heater. See, sometimes we talk about product miss, and Lappin's doing that with the fastball up. You take his eye line a little bit.
Certainly right. And I think I play hitters 20 plus any trip.
1 ball and no strikes. Runner on second in a 1-1 ball. Bowser leads off. The pitch line right back at us. The half to Harris. Happens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Looking for that fastball that he can try. And we saw it earlier in batting practice. Outfield grass is very short. So a line at the outfield could result in double for either squad.
That's right, and these outfielders have to be for a little bit higher up there. He's only riding that outfield very out there, very hard.
And a taking low, great block there. That was the catch, Brent Durfy. Made a stop there on Brindle. Harris head in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. The lefter Lynn, catcher, base, and the righty deal, he misses upstairs, 3 balls and 1 strike. So a great count here for Harris.
Certainly, every hit came out of scoring position. Cooper's 2 times more dangerous.
So 2 outs, runner on second base, 3-1 for Cooper Harris. In the opposite inning here at California Lutheran University and Sharkey Anders Field. Pitch.
What can do, and usually if you're really looking for either or specific to the zone.
So 3 balls, 2 strikes. The count is full. 2 outs here. Righty has his sign. Fired. Fastball swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch there on the heat upstairs. Strand, the runner at second base. We'll head the bottom of the inning. We will score. 1, Conejo Oaks 1. So, bottom of 7 as the Conejo Oaks will come to bat. Here comes Cody Sulak, play last inning. Now he gets a hit. McKinney second inning work here. Try a little bit after be rocky for it.
That's right. The first thing was a little rookie personnel on the breaking hitters. After that, just looked at it fastball. And let's see if he can land it.
Ball is line to the third base. Matt Martin throws low. What a there by the first base. Nathan Becker digging it out of there.
How important the first baseman that can field and at least go short hop that. But once again, it's the second time seeing these Oaks hitters swing versus Carson McKinney.
They're very aggressive, which I love. It's all you want to get your rest in. You want to swing early count.
That's right. Nothing better to hit than a fastball pitch.
But the negative side is fastball is air strong. Result in a lot of things for your offense.
That's right, and that's pretty at the end of the day. I feel a lot of balls are really playing. Carson keeps really working.
So the hitter Glowacki watches the ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. McKinney's at a belt, ready from line and deals. And that's low. Balls in 1 strike. Partner, that might be the first time that I've seen a ball get 2 bases.
The wall back there. Line takes right now with Woody on. Right.
Exactly. 2 balls and 1 strike. Right hand fires. Fastball just misses up and out. 3 balls and 1 strike. 9 hitter here, especially with Tom on deck. You really want to go after him.
Certainly right. Don't want to let the 9 get on for free here. The big boppers on deck the Oaks.
So that ball is slide to center field. Calling it is a center fielder, and he puts it. That's just shy of Morrissey. Utility man today finds him center field and makes a play for the out. So now top order here for the Conejo Oaks. Carrillo will bat. And last time Carrillo hit, he flashed his hitting speed on this pass.
That's right. If McKinney can't let it get on base. 2 up, 2 down, and make 3.
Carrillo very loose hands. McKinney deals, and he goes breaking. That's a lot of times I expect there. The pitch breaking.
That's certainly right. But the illegal end in that case, if you're going for a pitch breaking ball, massive.
So the 1-0 pitch from righty. That ball is lined to left field too. What play there by shortstop and Rogers. For a momentarily, Rogers makes a standing play at short. So a 1-2 inning, Carson Mckinney, and we head to the top of the 3rd inning where the Arroyo Seco save that 1-1 ball game. Alright.
Yep.
The top of the 3rd inning as the scene to bat. This will be number 12, Tyler Lejeune. 9 spot today. So acting like a second leadoff hitter here.
That's certainly right. With the speed, he'll turn it long or school up.
So we saw Lejeune 3rd base preseason game. Now we see him second versatile in that infield.
That's really needed this Arroyo Seco team. There's a lot of more here, yes. College and that cooler.
Some's playing in the duper.
Certainly right.
So Lejeune takes ball 1. Here's 1 pitch from Lappiner. Fastball whips. There's a Lejeune is a 2-ball no here. It's a hit. What do you do an 0 count?
Fastball's head red, like I said, for look key or look pitch.
2-0 here on Lejeune. Lefty digs in. The pitch. Line down the right line. Nice rip there.
A little bit out in front, though. Hey, very rips. Red, like I said, in the 2-1 count.
A lot of time, what coaches talk about is being that fast. They'd rather be early than late because it shows you're on time.
Certainly right, but after Carroll could easily pull a string on, for example.
2 balls, 1 strike. Goes to the heater and misses it up. So 3 balls, 1 strike. Hitters counter for Lejeune.
Some great hitters count, same thing in long hitters count. So even full tucks, McKinney falling behind the left.
Yeah, both pitchers struggling with full command early in this ballgame.
And that's huge for a game like this. You can't get anybody on, especially with the night. You said it earlier. Can't let him get on for free. At least made Murray said.
As that was foul. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We talked much about that. If you're leading off an inning, your really is very simple. Just get on.
Get on base, especially when that job is 2-3 more important, especially with Gray on deck.
So Lapper 3-2 pitch is skied in the air. And second baseman calls and will make the grab. Player Cody Sulak. Out, nobody on here for top of the order.
And in fact, it's not all here to dial line. The wind was playing solid in bad practice. I think that the outfield really came straight other than the usual come down it.
So here's Morrissey. Bat with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Fastball away. 1 ball and no strikes on the left. Switch hitter, actually. Morrissey bats from both sides.
That's certainly right. Massive, especially at the top of the order. Once again, look, the single side with that 10 hit up. You see, fix it right, messed up and in.
2 balls, no strikes. That's what a lot of the time. When you focus much on adjustment, you often overcompensate.
That's right. But it's still early on this game. You do, Brooks going to go 4 or 5 innings. Carrillo in the bullpen warming up, but
it's up grounded right to the Saints dugout. See, I've always thought very dangerous with open nuggets.
Yeah, especially as close to the field. Lays over there.
Lays really don't have any to react, especially a lefty ball foul on the pole side. Even some of the fielders, even Roger and Mars world, their reflexes aren't back. That's 2 balls and strike here. On the leadoff hit of Saints, Morrissey. Ball and a quick take there.
Great take, a break ball right there. Lupino actually took twice with it. That shows you how much he has in that curveball despite right there. You really don't know what's coming on the count.
But a great count nonetheless.
Certainly good count for a good hit more.
So the 3-1 pitch. Shot into center field on line. Unfortunately, this is right at the center fielder. That's Austin who also flew off 2 away.
Well, he's hitting one hard, and so the hardest hit ball all day. This is baseball, and he hit it at someone.
Morrissey's had some great at-bats, though. Really smoking the ball early.
Certainly has had fantastic at-bats for the Saints team. You said earlier, could play anywhere on the field defensively and offensively. He's been real. He's not your average leader looking at dink and dunk one right field or left field line. That was a shot straight away center.
So 2 outs here. Pitch is way low. Another first pitch breaking ball there.
First pitch breaking ball, another one basically, a few feet short of it. Once again, has to get that release point down.
So this is Max Blessinger, the 2-hitter, batting with 2 outs and nobody on here, trying to spark a little 2-out rally here for the Saints.
That's certainly right, and the Saints could absolutely use a 2-out rally here, and something in the college game. You need to keep on tacking runs because no lead is safe.
So a 1-1 score here, again in the top of this 3rd inning. 2 balls and no strikes. The pitch, fastball just clips the bottom of the zone. Beautiful location there.
Certainly a beautiful location, and for every couple misses that Lupino has, he zings one right down the middle, perfectly placed.
So 2-1 here with 2 outs.
And right now it's a consistency thing right now for both of these pitchers, Carson and Lupino. As you see him miss high once again, another 3-1 count for the Saints.
Another hitter's count. This inning, the Saints have had a fair amount of hitter's counts. Haven't been able to capitalize on them yet.
Certainly, and Morrissey really hit the hardest hit ball on a hitter's count so far. No dice for the Saints.
3-1, and that ball is shot into left field, and that'll get down for a base hit. So the Saints hitting balls hard, and eventually you get rewarded.
That's back-to-back hits, hit back-to-back hits on an absolute line.
So a beautiful swing there from the righty Blessinger. He lines it into left field in that 5-6 hole. Now with 2 outs, the big lefty will bat. That's Nathan Becker, the first baseman for the Saints.
First baseman at Arroyo had an electric season, All-Conference USA freshman 2 years ago with the Owls.
So 2 outs. Lappiner working from the stretch. As that is in for a strike, runner goes, and he will make it. And the ball momentarily got away. The center fielder was able to retrieve it there. So a stolen base for Blessinger. He got a great jump there off the pitcher, and you talk about that a lot of times. Really, you're stealing the base on the catcher, but also the pitcher.
Certainly on the pitcher. With the righty, all you're really looking for is first movement for a right-handed pitcher, and Blessinger easily took that bag and almost took third on the throwaway.
As you said, partner, you're looking for that leg lift, that left foot to go up, and that means that you can steal the base. So 2 outs, runner on second base. Here is Becker facing Lappiner. Here's the pitch. Curveball misses down. 1 ball and 1 strike. Very professional take there. That was a good pitch. Almost a back foot breaking ball.
One of the better curveballs Lupino has thrown so far. Great take by Becker. But Lupino's inability to throw strikes is going to be so huge right here. Can't fall behind to a number 2 hitter with the man in scoring position. Number 3 hitter, rather.
So 1-1 the count. Runner on second base. 2 outs here. The pitch is grounded foul. Was a good pitch to hit right there, and he certainly got an A swing off.
Certainly was. A little on top of that low and inside fastball, but once again, Lupino's ahead of the count 1-2. Now can you make that ball look like a strike, end up a ball with that breaking ball?
And excellent analysis, partner. You talk a lot about that, and pitchers trying to make balls strikes and then conversely strikes balls.
That's certainly right.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes, the pitch. Beautiful curveball, swing and a miss. So Lappiner found that curveball late in the inning, and he strikes out Becker. So we'll head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Saints strand a runner on second base. 1-1 the score. So here's Lapiner to hit with nobody on and nobody out in the bottom of this third inning. Nice fastball there, just misses. 1 ball and no strikes on the lefty and pitcher for the Conejo Oaks.
Yeah, a little bit of a pitcher-on-pitcher action. Carson Mckinney once again missing with that first pitch fastball. It's so huge to be able to land those for strikes. He was able to do it here, but once again, as you said earlier on in this game, 1-1 pitch. Biggest pitch in the at-bat.
So a huge pitch here. 1 ball and 1 strike. McKinney deals. That ball is low. 2 balls and 1 strike. So he misses on the pivotal pitch.
He did miss on the pivotal pitch. Now you have to be able to work back in the count to really the middle of this Oaks order. This isn't your average pitcher up at the plate right now.
So the 2-1 pitch is fouled away, a check swing there. A lot of times when hitters perform a check swing, that means that they're not seeing the ball well or they're late. Something is off.
Yeah, a little indecisive right there by Lupino. He started to swing the bat, said yes, 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 no, no, no. At the very last second, he ended up fouling that one away.
So 2-2. That ball is flared down the left field line, slicing fast, and it'll be foul. So we'll do it again. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And look for this to be the final inning for Carson Mckinney. We got Caleb Pittman warming up in the bullpen, getting ready for his second appearance, and this Arroyo Seco Saints team, as with any summer ball team, is really pitcher by committee.
As that breaking ball misses away, try to do a little bit of a backdoor breaking ball there, but missed.
Trying to backdoor his ball out of hand, though. Easy take for Lupino.
So 3-2 here. McKinney looks in. Fires. Fastball is popped foul. So a nice bat here from Lapiner. Seeing pitches, certainly. And
the more pitches Lapiner takes, the better. Because right now, Carson Mckinney has been unable to land that breaking ball. So all you really need to look at right now is dead red fastball. It may be a full count, but right now it's a 3-1-3-0 count with his inability to throw strikes.
That ball is lined in between first and second. That will be a base hit there for Lapiner. So beautiful at bat and great piece of hitting there, lining a base hit to the right side.
Certainly a great piece of hitting, really turning on that pitch, finding the hole on the right side.
Third baseman, number 21, AJ Salgado.
So now the 3-hitter will bat. That's AJ Salgado with a runner on first and nobody out here. McKinney looks in, has a sign from Harris, the righty deals, and that is grounded sharply up the middle, past the dive of Lejeune and into center field, a base hit. The runner's heading for third. Here's the throw. Here's the play. He's safe. So the Conejo Oaks have him cornered with nobody out here in this third inning.
Baseball's a game of inches sometimes, and that was just out of reach for Lejeune. Great play by Morrissey, able to corral that ball, and actually a shot to take third base, but even better job by Lapiner to go in third with the ball right in front of you. Easy read for him.
Well said, partner. And as you alluded to, a lot of action on that play. First of all, a great piece of hitting there, line back up the middle. Also a nice effort by Lejeune up the middle to be competitive and make a dive there. Almost got the ball.
That's certainly right. He almost got to that one. Almost been a great play. It would have gotten out on it, but hey, instead, I'm sure the Saints would run up for more than four with nobody out.
Here's the cleanup hitter, Randall. And the runner's off, breaking ball. A throw down in not in time. Rutherford holds. So interesting here. Jeremiah has his catcher, Cooper Harris, throwing at second base.
And why not? You can have that, though. And Milam said it earlier on at the end of the Orange County catcher go 95 leading base. Look here at the second hitter.
So the 1-0 pitch is a beautiful fastball in for strike.
One pitches so far by McKinney. Caleb Pittman now warming on that mound. Look for him to not go very much longer.
And you heard the pop Harris's glove there. That was velo. Here's 1-1 pitch. Fastball upstairs, 2-1 strike. Still struggling a little bit to consistently find that ball command.
And right now it's consistency that's really escaping Carson Mckinney, and he's still trying to find, of course, coming off of that injury. He really didn't play much at Texas and early in the transfer portal right now, so he's really trying to find that consistency.
That's what the CCL is all about, right? To get those reps and find that consistency and maybe try new things that you haven't done before. This is the opportunity to do it.
That's certainly right. Carson Mckinney told us in our in-game interview last week he's really trying to play catch-up right now in his college career with those 2 years gone. Getting hit by the ankle by a line drive as that true freshman.
So the 3-1 pitch is low, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. And number 27, Brendan Durfy, is coming to the plate.
Catcher, number 27, Brendan Durfy.
And if you're McKinney, you really just have to take a breath right here, focus on that first strike. But the thing is, you got a hitter in that box, and a really good, to say the least, who's really trying to take you deep right here. It's surprising if they try and land a pitch breaking ball. The only thing is, McKinney has unable to land those for strikes.
So McKinney working out of the windup here. That's always a scary move as a pitcher because you really have no control of the runners in the windup.
Certainly do, and you really have to know how to step off if you're trying to control the runners. It's a very awkward position to be behind the rubber and try and step off, as opposed to just being simply in the stretch.
So fastball up there, nowhere to put Durfy here with the bases loaded and nobody out. McKinney looks in, has the sign from his catcher Harris. The righty deals, and that is lined into center field. Under it is Morrissey. Tagging are the runners. Runner from third will come in to score. Runner on second advances. Runner at first will hold. So a sacrifice there by Durfy, and it's 2-1 in favor of the Oaks.
Great piece of hitting right there by Durfy, and like I said before, anything hit to the outfield really just absolutely comes down. It's swallowed up by the wind right here. So that ball was hit on the line, but Morris able to track it down.
So one out here, and pitching coach will talk to his tall right-hander.
And this is to buy a little time for Caleb Pittman, who continues to warm in the bullpen. He actually just finished up his warm-up, so he's hot and ready to go, and Carson Mckinney still has 2 more outs to get right here. Don't be surprised if we see a mid-inning pitching change.
I think
there we go.
You're spot on as McKinney exits the mound, so his day is done. Line is not complete, though, as he's still responsible for the runner on third and the runner on first. So McKinney goes 2 1/3 innings, surrendering 2 runs and possibly 3 or 4, depending on if the runner on third or first comes in to score. And like you said, a new pitcher on the hill. Tell us a little bit about this man.
Caleb Pittman from Suffolk, Virginia, Nansemond River High School. Really a Virginia guy through and through. Attended Bryan Stratton College to start out his college career, and eventually went to Northern Illinois, where the results haven't been great. But hey, that's why he's here in Summer League. Really has to focus on getting that control correct, and so far, he pitched very good against the Ventura County Pirates back in the preseason game last Thursday, trying to build on that here in his second appearance.
Actually, in our most recent game, me and Stephen Hogenkamp were able to interview Pittman. And just a very well-spoken guy, very down-to-earth. And he told us a little bit about his journey being at Northern Illinois and the arm path reconstruction, if you will, that he's embarked on. Told us a little bit about the pocket path. So he said that when he was first pitching, he had a very long arm motion, and he was able to throw the ball hard, but it resulted in a lot of injuries. Now he has a much shorter motion, almost a short arm. But he says that it's a lot more effective, his command is better, and the injuries are reduced.
That's certainly right. Usually when you have this long arm strength, a lot of stuff, a lot of variables can happen. You know, the longer the arm path, the more variables that can happen, and it really affects your control, as you said earlier. And right now, he's really trying to build on that in this Summer League and really really a key piece, should I say, in this rebuild for Northern Illinois, a program that is still very young and still, can continue to rebuilding, I should say.
Well said, and one out here, and he inherits the runner on first and the runner on third. Those are McKinney's responsibility.
Now the question is, can Caleb Pittman get the strikeout or ground ball the Saints desperately need? At the very least, you really have to trade an out for a run. And that same mantra has to be for the fielders. You can't rush a play, can't rush a throw trying to get 2 outs. Sometimes the best play, simply get 1 out. Limit the damage is going to be key here.
So 1 out, 2-1 ball game here. Bottom of this third inning for the Conejo Oaks. We're here at California Lutheran University and George Sparky Anderson Field. A gorgeous day for baseball. As Pittman tries to check on the runner and he throws it away. One runner will cruise home. Other runner will hold at second base. Partner, we always talk about the fact that being a starter and being a reliever are two very different things. Yes, you're pitching in both, but two very different things. And for a reliever to come in the middle of an inning, sometimes challenging. We just saw it there.
That's right. And, in the bullpen, he was still working out of the windup. And that's something that really can't happen. You're going to come in a stretch situation. But, looking back on that errant throw, that is the second time that there's been an errant throw on a pickoff. This time it hit off of Nathan Becker's glove. I'm not sure if it was Becker unable to track that or Caleb Pittman's wide throw.
So 1 out here, runner on second base. 3-1 ball game now as a result of the errant throw. And the heater is up there, 1 ball and no strikes. Pittman, he told us in the interview, when he's going well, he's really getting down the mound and creating that downhill movement on that fastball.
And he certainly can create leverage. He's 6'4", over 200 pounds. He's a big dude on the mound. Really can create velocity, and that's why he can have a short arm path, as you mentioned earlier.
So 2-0 there. He misses with the fastball. That's been a common theme up to this point in the ball game. Pitchers not really being able to control their fastball.
And so far, control has been an issue for both Carson Mckinney and Caleb Pittman throughout their college careers.
The pitch upstairs, and it's 3-0.
And that's 3 consecutive balls missing high. So the release is a little early. Come down the hill a little bit more, as you said.
So 3-0 here on Zach Duty. Do you give Duty the green light here?
I would certainly give him the green light right here. Especially if you like high pitches, you can easily turn on one to left field down the line.
The 3-0 pitch. That's in there. Fastball. Looked like some good velo there.
Yep, this time he really got that release point down on that fastball.
So 3-1 pitch. Pittman still working behind.
And it's one thing to lay in a fastball, but Duty has a green light on this 3-1 pitch.
Here's the pitch. And that is poked foul. Duty was very early on that fastball.
That's right. Nice job by Caleb Pittman right here. Battling back from down 3-0, but can he put him away?
So here is the 3-2 pitch. Pittman looks in. Gets the sign from his catcher, Cooper Harris. Checks in on the runner at second. Now the right-hander deals. And it is popped into shallow center field. And Blessinger will settle under it and make the play. That was the right fielder working in right center there, Max Blessinger. Also hit second for the Saints. So 2 away here.
Nice job by Caleb Pittman to really fight back on that pitch. From behind 3-0 to battling back and inducing the flyout.
So now Messina will hit.
And Aaron, that errant throw on that pickoff play is going to hurt even more if Caleb Pittman's able to get out of this inning. That's a free run for the Conejo Oaks that the Saints really can't afford to give away.
So 2 outs here as Pittman deals with the lefty. The pitch. And it's just upstairs, 1 ball and no strikes. Even though Pittman's had success, seems like he works from behind the count a lot, and that's a tall task for a pitcher.
It's a tall task for any pitcher to work behind in the count, really consistently battling back with 2 consecutive pitches to make it 1-2 rather than, 1.
Here's the pitch. Fastball's away, 2 balls and no strikes. So just as he did with Duty, he's behind 2-0 here. Righty looks in. Checks on the runner at second. Now he fires. Almost looked like a 2-0 breaking ball there, missing.
Yeah, the last at bat to Duty, he threw a lot of 2-0 breaking balls.
So 3-0 again. And that just clips the top of the zone. 3 balls and 1 strike. So just as he did with Duty, goes down 3-0, then fires in a strike.
And that could be a change of focus for Caleb Pittman, really bearing down on that 3-0 count. But you can't make a living getting behind 3-0, especially to a lineup in the middle of the order for the Oaks.
Here's the pitch, and that ball is shot into right center field. Racing over is Blessinger. He won't get it. It'll roll all the way to the wall. 1 run scores, and he's going to try for third. Here's the throw. Here's the play. He is safe. So a triple there for Charles Messino, the lefty, just clubbing one in the right center field gap. 4-1, Oaks lead.
Hanging breaking ball for Caleb Pittman, and you can only play with fire for so long, Aaron, before it burns you, and it really burned Caleb right there. That wasn't exactly a curveball, my bad. That was a changeup, hanging changeup, and Messino just did a great job of turning on the ball, sending it to the power alley in right field, and I was saying every single fly ball's been getting knocked down, but not that one. That was hit on a laser to right center.
And folks, we spoke about the outfield grass earlier, and you saw it there. That ball just kept rolling and rolling, got all the way to the wall. And that fastball is away, 1 ball and no strikes, so working behind again. And this is Cody Sulak, the second baseman for the Oaks.
And Aaron, I think that's 3 consecutive times, 3 or 4, that Caleb Pittman's been behind in the count. First pitch ball, second pitch ball, getting behind 3-0.
That ball is skied, and it'll head out of play as Cooper Harris gave chase there. So 1 ball and 1 strike.
With the bullpen empty, this is Caleb Pittman's inning right here. Big pitch, really have to bear down right here. Be able to locate that fastball, and with that changeup, you want that to look like a strike, end up a ball. And then that last pitch to Messino, it was look like a strike, end a strike, right down the middle.
Well said. Stayed a strike.
Yeah.
Messino capitalized. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's way upstairs, 2 balls and 1 strike. So the book is closed on McKinney. He goes 2 1/3 innings, surrendering 4 runs. Both of the runs that Pittman inherited came around to score. So the 2-1 pitch here, 2 outs. Pittman deals. Fastball, beautiful location on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's one of the best fastballs we've seen so far from Caleb Pittman.
And the deuces are wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pittman looks in. Fires fastball upstairs. The count works full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So a 4-1 ball game here.
And Aaron, the problem is that's been plaguing Carson and Caleb. It's been inconsistencies. 1 pitch, you can see a fastball zinged right down the middle. Perfect placement on the outside corner. Next 2 pitches, missing high, missing arm side, getting behind in the count.
As that is ball 4. A lot of 3-ball counts. If I'm not mistaken, every single count that Pittman has had has been a 3-ball count.
And that really leaves you with basically no margin for error. And it's really tough, especially in the college game, to pitch with no margin for error.
So 2 outs here. Oaks have them cornered. Already ahead 4-1 here. Saints still very much in this ball game. They're going to need to limit the damage this inning, though.
Very much so. You really have to keep this capped at a 3-run ball game.
So Pittman picks off again, this time with more luck than the last time.
Certainly, and this time it was still a little bit low for Nathan Becker, but he was able to dig it out.
And Becker is an excellent first baseman. If you put it in his vicinity, more times than not, he will make a play. And that fastball is way upstairs. So you talk a lot about competitive misses, and even if you throw a ball, if it's close, sometimes you'll get the umpire to give you a strike or the hitter will swing. But if it's way high or way outside, it's not really a competitive pitch.
And Aaron, those are balls out of hand. Easy takes for anyone in college baseball. And if you're Caleb Pittman, you really have to really work on that consistency. As right now he's just been all over the place. Missing high, missing low, missing inside, missing outside, missing right down the middle, right at the heart of the zone at the changeup.
So 2-0 here on the 9-hitter Glowacki. Top of the order on deck. Dangerous territory here for the Saints. 2 balls and no strikes. And that ball is sky behind the plate. Can Harris find it? He's got to navigate the sun, and he just misses it. Knew that was going to be a tough play right off the bat with the horrible sun.
Harris pointing at the eye, staring up at the sun right there. It's really brutal, especially for us broadcasters who are baking in the sun right now. Thankfully, we're getting a little bit of shade, but that was a tough play for Cooper Harris. It might not seem like that, watching it from YouTube, but with the sun in your eyes, backpedaling, having a over-the-shoulder grab, essentially.
Also some wind as well.
That's certainly right.
So deuces are wild here again. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Here is the pitch. And that is another sky-high pop-up down the third base line. And Marlowe makes a diving attempt, but he can't come up with it. So 2 pop-ups, and the Saints cannot make plays.
A lot of foul territory between home and third base, and same thing for home and first base. And Marlowe unable to get that one. Give a valiant effort, though.
Almost reminiscent of the Oakland A's Coliseum.
That's certainly right. Hitters don't like it, but pitchers love it.
More foul territory means more opportunities for outs. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. As Pittman looks in. And the right-hander fires. And again, another sky-high pop-up. That'll head out of play. So Glowacki putting together a solid at-bat, fouling off a lot of pitches.
And that's huge, especially with a pitcher who's unable to find the zone right now. And the more pitches you foul off, the more pitches you see, maybe you'll get a mistake, or maybe you can work a walk right here. Caleb Pittman could easily throw 2 consecutive bad pitches.
Here's the pitch. That fastball is upstairs, and Glowacki has worked it full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck, Austin Carrillo represents the top of the Oaks order.
And if you're Caleb Pittman right here, go with the pitch you're most confident in. If you go down with that, hey, there's nothing more you can do.
So Sulak will be off with the pitch. There he goes. Fastball just a bit inside. That looked pretty good to me. What did you see, partner?
And on a day where, it can't get any rougher for Caleb Pittman, doesn't get that call on the inside pitch. Cooper Harris moved that glove just a little bit. Might have been a smidge inside.
So now the top of the order here.
But right now, it is pouring for Caleb Pittman. He's getting a visit from the pitching coach.
As they say, when it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
That strike call, if you're pitching well, if you're consistently around the zone, you might get that. But because he's been all over the place, does not get that call, facing the 9-hitter, and now he's got to deal with the top of the order.
Looks like the bullpen is continuing to stir right now for the Saints. Looks like Drew Zittel is coming out right now. He's still a ways from getting warmed up, though, so Caleb Pittman probably has, 2 or 3 more batters.
So the bag's juiced here for the leadoff hitter, Austin Carrillo. Carrillo's put together some very good at-bats. He flared a base hit over the third baseman's head in the first inning, and then last inning he had a line drive, and Brendan Rodgers made a really nice play to catch that, but Carrillo has squared the ball up a couple times.
Carrillo has been a fantastic hitter for the Oaks, and once again, I wouldn't be surprised if he maybe takes the first couple pitches, force Caleb Pittman to attack you inside the zone, something he's been unable to do all day long.
So the defense just about straight away for the Saints. 2 outs here. Bases loaded. The pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. Pittman seems to be finding his command a little bit.
And that's certainly perfect for Caleb Pittman. You really want to find that command. First pitch strikes are always huge.
So 1-0 on the leadoff hitter. And it's interesting, a lot of guys work from the windup with the bases loaded. Pittman going from the stretch right now.
And it's really come down to feel. Whatever you feel comfortable with as a pitcher.
Fastball in there, clips the top of the zone there. No balls and 2 strikes. 2 nice heaters there from Pittman.
2 of the best heaters so far. Pitching coach working wonders.
So no balls and 2 strikes here. Do you go with the heater again or off-speed stuff?
Wouldn't surprise me if he goes with the heater again here.
Here's the pitch. Another heater, and that ball is laced way foul down the right field line.
Now you really have to bear down and throw that breaking ball. Looks like he's really on that fastball. Is Carrillo.
So again, you're ahead in the count here, so you can waste a pitch. Issue is the bases are loaded, so a wild pitch would induce a run, but with a catcher like Cooper Harris behind the plate, I say try it. No balls and 2 strikes. The pitch. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. So a excellent pitch there, but the damage is done. The Oaks put up 3 runs in the bottom of that 3rd inning, and they take a 4-1 lead. We'll be back soon. So as Matt Wong comes in to hit in the top of this 4th inning, a new pitcher for the Conejo Oaks. That would be number 3, Charlie Adamson from Santa Barbara State College, 6'4", 185. What do you have on him?
Well, Adamson, very tall, lengthy right. He can start. He can also pitch with 9 starts this past for the Santa Barbara College. Also had 2 saves as well. Also very effective with the strikeouts, 33s in 31 innings.
Wow. So, like you said, a very lanky frame. McKinney.
Very safe. He also has task control, 20 walks in the 31 innings.
Wow. Less than a inning. Works from the stretch here. Is grounded shortstop. That is fielded a long throw. And out is record there. Excellent play there. That's duty. And the shortstop position. 1 out.
That's a little efficient if you're Adam doing your job. And, Tim to maybe go 2 or 3 as well. You don't want to waste arms, especially college season up here.
It's a double-edged sword. We talk about looking at the first pitch. Can't often get a good pitch, but get out pitch 1 out.
1 pitch, 1 out. And he really forces the rest of them to take pitches. So if I'm Adams, I'll just keep strikes in there because I know usually what happens to the second hitters after them swing first pitch. Always take.
Seriously, 1 offering. The right idea. That's way inside there. Then a very interesting setup on behalf of the catcher. That's 27, Brendan Durfy. If you notice, with breaking, he puts his right foot out on the ground. Unusual. As his fouls back. Good hack there.
Aaron, it's very unusual to catch a dude really giving away the pitches. I'm on second on the row. You know, I'd be flagging signs and really telling, hey, that behind you is putting his foot down.
Here's the pitch, and that is for a strike count. Evens at 2 balls and strikes here. So Jordan Ryder, the shortstop, bats one. And he taps one short. That is fielded cleanly. First is in time. Nice stand by Duty. He's getting a lot of action there at shortstop.
Certainly right. These things are really solid reliever. Literally almost fast. That time, Rogers extends the plate, started to reach, and because of that, over 9 out of 10 times.
Here's Bowser. Bowser, if you remember, a couple innings ago, cleared a blue over the first baseman's head, was able to reach on a double. Showed his standing speed. He falls right by us. Hey, Jeff, we do it. So as we talked about before, Bowser outstanding back roll no bunt. He's eating the ball game. So the pitch. And that's line over the second baseman and into center field. So Bowser 2-2. He's really testing that right side. I mean, excellent in there, partner.
Excellent piece of hitting. You know, Adams has delivered a pitch at the inside part, and this time Bowser takes the goes with the pitch, goes the other way, dumps it right there. Field.
So Saints look for a little tough here as not Marlowe, the baseman, digs in. Bowser always a thrill partner.
Certainly right. You gotta watch him if you're Adams.
The runner on first here 4-1, but we're in the top of the 4th inning as Marlowe digs in. Some deals, and the ball is just off corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes here on the righty. So Adams been working the stretch. Look at Bowser. And Bowser off pitch. Pitch is high. Throw on a second base way too late and in the dirt. So Bowser just made it look easy speed.
It's tough to catch right there. He certainly had the time to get it through. There was very quick in the threat, but that throw from the catcher, one up second baseman.
So scoring position here for the Saints. That's the beautiful thing about speed is you get on base, you're automatically a threat.
I said before, anyone with these turn into doubles, into triples with a wild pitcher ball.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball away, 3 ball, no strike here. Now, if you're Coach Aaron Marlowe, do you Marlowe the green light?
You have Cabrera sometimes struggling, throw out with a great hitter, Marlowe, fix it over, reach it, or you not.
Fastball in there for 3 balls and 1 strike. So Bowser will score on singles that gets to the outfield here.
Right, anything hit the outfield very easily. The baseman playing off line too can use an inside pitch to the lane gettable.
Here's that's upstairs, and Marlowe tries to walk, and here comes Cooper here. I spoke about it a little bit to go, partner. Harris is struggling with the bat. Doesn't carry over the ends, but this is a great opportunity for him to break through.
And so they needed to here. 4 and bugging. You know, Harris was at the tank on.
Harris has showed signs of coming out, hitting the ball hard, walking, getting a base. Has had a clean base hit. So outs here for Cooper Harris, the catch for the Saints. Takes a fastball upstairs. I've been saying that a lot lately. Adamson missing up a lot with the leader.
Yeah, since the bat Marlowe has been made, that's once again, Lisa went was a little too early.
So a 4-ball game here. The Conejo Oaks lead the Arroyo Seco Saints. No strikes. The pitch is just outside. I wanted that one.
Certainly looked like he could have gotten us with the arm. Very consistent. Not doing him outside. If he could have might walk along the pitch, look at.
This is a pitch to sun right here.
It's certainly a right side back where he could be single location.
So 2-0 here. 2 outs here. First and second. The pitch and fastball on the corner. Beautiful location. 2-0 pitch.
Certainly was. Pitches for Addison so far.
The 2 balls, 1 strike here. They're still very much head of count. Addison checks on the runner off pitch. Swing and miss on a breaking ball. And a double still is perfectly executed as Harris swings through that breaking ball. 2 balls and strikes, but now the Saints second and third.
Up right there for Bowser. Big Adamson ready to back. Check the runner over at the base.
So Bowser really still in his machine. He had 2 in alone. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch, Harris swing and a miss. He struck him out. So the Saints threaten. They are unable to come through with runners on base. We will head to the bottom of the 4th inning. The score: the Oaks 4 and 6-1. So bottom of this fourth here, as Lapiner steps in. Lapiner started the game on the bump, if you're just joining us. He exited. He was replaced by Charlie Adamson, the tall right at Santa Barbara City College. Now he's just...
Yep, with Conejo using the DH and able to freely move wherever he needs.
And Lapiner takes away ball one, so Pittman in for another inning of work.
Another inning of work, but at the same time, falling behind the count.
And just as you saw, it's now 2 balls and no strikes. So, a for Pittman might be starting the count off with strikes in that zone.
Certainly able to attack that zone as he huge. Pittman is able to right now, just hasn't been able to find any sort of consistency with a really one.
We talk a lot about non-competitiveness, and those two were certainly in that caliber.
Walters there and having balls out of hand.
So 3-0, and that is way upstairs. So 4-pitch walk, not a good way to start off.
Certainly not. Don't want to off man, especially with big Oaks coming up.
As you said, the big bumpers are coming up. This is the fielder, AJ Salgado. So Salgado, a sophomore at Cal State, 6'3", 205. When you talk about a big hopper, that pitch misses. Salgado only fits that description, 6'3", 205.
And your kid really have to be careful here. So that's the change up.
So 1 ball and no strikes, 5 straight misses. Here's the pitch. He's way down there and it's 2-0. So 6 straight balls here. Now, we talk a lot about pitcher. What about hit in this situation? You have the green light taking until you get a strike.
Well, I would like it a strike, right? You don't want him and you don't want him to prove that could be a strike. So far, he's been unable to.
Here's the pitch. That heater is in there for a strike. So Pittman only finds the zone. 2 balls strike here against lefty. So Pittman looks in the center from catcher Harris. He fired, and that is chopped foul on the third base line. Counts at 2-2. So Pittman release point a little bit harder.
It only took a few innings to find, but the farm keep battling right here. Find that breaking. He's going to find this breaking ball bench, especially with this in the order to go for him.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes here. Nobody out. Run on face. It's the 2-hitter Lapiner. And taking ball in the third did go no, says the second base umpire. So the count runs full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Excellent there, partner. I saw a lot of nasty picking ball.
Yeah, that was one of Pittman's better breaking balls.
So here's the 3 pitch. That is lined middle for a clean single in field. Lapiner will hold at second base. So a shot up by AJ Salgado. Hit it right backward from there.
Great piece in there. Sending it back with Kane. It's one thing for Caleb Pittman to be throw strikes right now. The strikes he's been able to throw have been absolutely crushed on full counts.
So here's Zach Crandall. He's a sophomore at Orange Coast Community College. Only 5'10", but he's 205 pounds. So hitter is first and none out. Pitch. And that is just a bit. 1 ball and no strikes. So Pittman looking for play here. And his infielders, June and Rogers, are certainly in double play there.
Double play death if this game gets this ground ball to at least the middle there. Even a Carrillo will do. We're just looking for out right now. Caleb Pittman can throw strike and let Chiefs work.
It's 1 ball and 1 here. Again, if just a 4-1 ball game. The Conejo Oaks lead the Arroyo Seco Saints. Pitch, making in the beautiful pitch there. Pittman, 1 ball and 2 strikes. We talk about winning 1-1. They certainly did it there.
And that's for Caleb Pittman's comments.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes here. Not ready to in. Harris flashes the signs as once. Here's the pitch. And another breaking ball away. And the cleanup hitter, Crandall, was able to check swings count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pittman certainly being competitive with his misses.
That's certainly better. No, you really want the competitive misses if you're Pittman.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Pittman checks on runner at third. That's Lapiner. Now he fires swing, so a beautiful pitch there, and Pittman gets the K on the cleaner. Huge out there.
Mess for Caleb Pittman. Those are 3 great just there. They made a little late, but he's really trying to harness that roll and start to make better pitches, finding that release point.
And better late than never, certainly. So now, and here is number 27, the 5 hitter, and also catcher Brendan Durfy. Durfy, a junior at Cal University, so he's playing at home, and he's 220. That's less than 3 as he takes a strike. So, you have the big bumpers on the Oaks lineup. They certainly fit that description through 5.
3 of the 5 are dangerous for Conejo, and they're reaping their mind right now. And lefty on right match as well to advantage the Oaks.
So Pittman looks in and finds his line to stop. They threw for a base hit. The Sunner will be a throw to the plate, yes, but it is way too late as Lapiner scores. And just like that, they extend the lead. And then the 4th inning, they lead by a score of 5-1. Excellent piece of hitting by the lefty.
Fantastic piece of hit by Durfy with the pitch, finding a hole side.
So now that'll bring up 25 at the shortstop, Zach Duty. He'll hit. If you're Pittman, you're pounding strikes, but Those are just getting really quality swings up.
Yep, it's one thing, you walk off hitters, and he just comes down. He's just getting hit right now very hard.
That big ball misses. 1 ball and no strikes. That's been a common theme for the Saints pitching staff thus far, is getting behind and counts makes it very difficult.
It certainly does. It's an uphill battle every single time, and you're enough things to worry about for a pitcher.
Here's the pitch. Fastball. Beautiful location there. Pumps the strike in, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. So again, 1 out here in this 4th inning. We apologize about the scoreboard here. They haven't updated yet. It should be 5-1, but it says 4-1 at Cal Lutheran University. Here's the pitch. That fastball runs in. 2 balls and 1 strike. So this Saints pitching staff really struggling to find a groove and settle in.
Yep, so far started with Carson Mckinney, unable to find the zone. Now it's flipping to Caleb Pittman, who's really struggling with this control right now.
Here's the pitch, and that is also off the plate, so 3 balls and 1 strike. Another hitter's count here for Duty, number 25, the shortstop. So for the Oaks, looking to really break this game open here. Still a competitive game, but the Oaks are threatening. So here's the pitch, and that is way high. So ball 4, and now the bases are loaded. Here comes Carlos Messina, number 4.
It'll just warm up the Saints. Expect him to maybe come next batter or 2. Bullpen coach just flashed 6 signs, so Zittel only needs 6 more pitches before warm.
He better hurry because this could get ugly quickly.
And with the lefty batter up, I'm very surprised they're not going with the lefty-lefty matchup. Oh, now the pitching coach comes out.
I was thinking the same thing, partner, with Zittel in the pen and Pittman struggling here with his command, and with the Oaks really seeing him well. I would expect the pitching coach to come in, and he does in fact do that.
That's certainly right.
So 1 out here, bases loaded, 5-1 ball game here. Again, we're at the beautiful Sparky Anderson Field at Cal Lutheran University. My name is Aaron Goldstein. I'm alongside my partner, Anthony Vasquez. Anthony, this is a great game to call. Beautiful baseball weather. What a day for some CCL action.
It certainly is. You know, we're in the shade finally. We're getting cooled off. The sunscreen is out throughout the ballpark, and so far it's just been a rough start for Arroyo Seco, and it starts with the pitching. Carson Mckinney just wasn't able to find it. Caleb Pittman came in, unable to find it at the zone, missing high, missing outside, unable to locate that breaking ball, and maybe it'll get better with Drew Zittel, as he'll be coming in pretty soon. Pitching coach likely just wasting time, trying to burn time. Yep, there it is.
So Pittman's day is finished on the bump. I think he would tell you he didn't have his best stuff, but he was able to battle there and work with what he had today.
It certainly wasn't his best day for Caleb Pittman. It certainly was a night and day difference if you're comparing the Ventura game to the game today against the Oaks, and maybe Zittel will have a better opportunity.
So, partner, let's talk a little bit about Zittel as the lefty comes to the mound. What can folks expect from him?
Well, folks can expect a steady dose of fastballs and really some great locations, something Arroyo Seco's been really needing. A freshman at Biola, actually was coached in high school by Tim Salmon, current Angel pitcher. He's talking about that, how many baseball stories he has. He overall said he was a very interesting guy when we were talking with him in the outfield during BP. So expect a lot of fastballs, expect some curveballs that can also break in there, and it's going to be important for Zittel to continue to throw strikes and really get the Saints out of this jam.
And Zittel is really a stand-up individual. We talked to him before the game. I would say the same thing about all of these guys, but Zittel especially, just a tremendous guy. Really fun conversing with him. Very bubbly personality, easy to talk to. Gets loose. So Messino comes to bat as Zittel will start his appearance on the mound. Lefty on lefty matchup here, so advantage pitcher. Bases loaded, 5-1 ball game, 1 out. Zittel, the lefty, fires, and the first pitch, a beautiful sweeping curveball for a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Zittel almost using that Kershaw curveball, that beautiful 12-6 action on the spinner.
Beautiful 12-6 action indeed, and what makes it more complicated is the fact that this is a lefty on lefty matchup.
This is down 1 ball and 1 strike here. Zittel looking, has the sign from Harris. Left yields, another sweeping curveball, and that's fouled to the right side, so very early.
Certainly a couple great curveballs for Zittel. When the bases loaded jam, if you can locate it well enough, get it low in the zone, you can get a double play right here.
So for the Oaks, this is 7-hitter Charles Messino. Where's number 24? And that one is down, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a junior at Pittman, listed at 5'10", 100 pounds. That's left, throws right. It's been a common theme this Oaks lineup in the CCL in general. A lot of bats left, throws right.
It certainly has, and that's really this play. You know, like I said earlier, you can create a lot of advantages batting left-handed.
So here's the pitch. Went for the sweeping curveball there, but slipped out of his hands.
Certainly right. I was just about to say that. Slipped out of his hands. Now in a full count, nowhere to put him.
As you said, partner, 3 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here. So the runners will be off on contact on the ground. Fly ball they will tag as that is popped up, and it'll head out of play down the left field line here. So Zittel coming in and really challenging the hitters.
And that's all you can ask for. You just have to continue to throw strikes with the walks, let your fielders work. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work, but you're forcing Conejo to get it.
So that ball is grounded through the hole on the right side for a base hit. 1 run scores. Here comes the second run, and it'll be cut off by Cooper Harris out in front of home plate. A 2-run single for the Oaks. So the bottom of the order doing damage. That's the 7-hitter, Charles Messino, just grounding one through the right side in between Lejeune and the first baseman, Becker, for a base hit.
Great piece of hitting once again. The fastball was up and elevated, middle high, and anyone 1 through 9 on the day send it to right field. The throw blessing was up the line. He had an opportunity to get that run down, but Cooper Harris able to back that one to tell who was right behind him.
Both of those runs charged to Pittman as Zittel inherited them. As that one misses, 1 ball and no strikes here.
And Aaron, I know it's a tough jam, but this is the second time already relief pitcher for the Saints hasn't been able to back out the pitcher they came in for. Caleb Pittman gave up those runs that were eventually charged to Carson Mckinney. Now Drew Zittel's coming in, giving up the runs charged to Caleb Pittman. It's just been a tough day overall for the pitching staff.
Well said. So 1 ball and 1 strike here with 1 out.
It's really Arroyo Seco, and probably it's their inability to throw. I keep saying this, but it also affects the umpire. They need to throw a ball. He's used to telling them and probably give you those borderline pitches.
And he fires one in there, and that's fouled away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And partner, I think you hit it on the nail. If you're around the zone a lot, not only will you get calls from umpires, but hitters will be tempted to expand the zone a little bit because you're so consistent. But if you're missing wildly, then that zone shrinks and shrinks.
Yes, if you're missing wildly, if your tempo's a little off. Right now, though, so far, Zittel's not even in a rhythm. Caleb Pittman wasn't in a rhythm. Carson McKinney wasn't in a rhythm. And that's so important for a pitcher.
Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs. Swing and a beautiful spot there. Talk about high fastball, partner.
That high fastball replays Zittel.
So 2 outs now. And the 9 hit step to the plate. This is Tyler Glowacki. So huge spot here for Zittel. Left on left matchup. Gets the big strike out there with the 8-hitter. Top of the order on deck. Got to get out of this jam.
You really do have to get out of this jam. You really can use this curveball. It really worked. Lefty on lefty curveballs can really disrupt a hitter's timing.
Here's the pitch. Beautiful pitch there on the outside half. And a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
And with Zit, a lefty-on-lefty matchup, you really have to dot up that outside corner. Really can't miss inside to a left-handed hitter. We've seen it before. Two lefties already turn on pitches and send them to right field.
So a breaking ball there, and the ball is up middle, hit nicely by the shortstoppers. He will step on base, and the side is retired, but not after the damage is done. So a 7-1 lead for the Conejo Oaks as they put up a 3 spot in the bottom of the 4th inning as the Arroyo Seco Saints come to bat in this top of the 5th inning. Partner, really a one-sided game to this point.
So far, it has been a one-sided game, and you got to give credit to the Oaks. They really showed up and played today. Their pitchers have been great, both of them, and so far the hitting has been absolutely electric today, to say the least, and really sloppy game for Arroyo Seco. Already 2 errors on the board, giving up those 7 hits and even more walks.
And we're going to take this time in between innings to promote the interview that we have. Actually, in a few innings in the bottom of the 6th inning. So, folks, please tune in for that. We have a Keegan Allen, solid innings, and the pleasure of speaking to him a little before the game. Outstanding, great baseball player. So it should be a good interview again in the bottom of the 6th inning. Please tune in. So we'll take a quick break, and we'll be back momentarily as the Oaks lead the Saints 7-1. Wearing number 12. Here, and he's way out in front of a off-speed pitch. No balls and 1 strike.
Little first pitch breaking ball, something that Lejeune wasn't expecting.
So here is the pitch from the righty Adamson. He misses outside, 1 ball and 1 strike there. So Tyler Lejeune, as we talked about before, very versatile, plays third base, can play second, can play short as well, really anywhere on the infield.
And that versatility is going to be a lot more important when more Saints hitters start to come to this team. Drew Cali, of course, is still in college, just ended school up in Oregon, over in Eugene. He'll be down here pretty soon. Gonzaga player will be down here pretty soon.
The Wildcats upstairs, 3 balls and 2 strikes full. So Charlie Adamson, the senior from Santa Barbara City College, looks in, gets his sign, and the righty deals. And that is just a bit upstairs, and Lejeune works his way on. So we talk about the job of a leadoff hitter getting on base. Lejeune does exactly that there with the solid at bat.
And right now, if you're Arroyo Seco, you need base runners. You're down 7-1 in this one. You got to continue to get on base and pass the baton. Don't get too greedy. Don't allow your swing to get too loopy.
So here's Josiah Morrissey, the center fielder who, as we talked about earlier, also plays base and center field. He's from the put on a line in the base pass.
Coach Mila might move down 7-1. You really can't risk having a runner get out, especially so far. Base has been at a premium today for the Saints.
Salgado is deep there at third base, and the runner Lejeune goes, and that ball is lined into center field. It's shallow, and it'll dunk in for a base hit. Lejeune is heading for third. He'll make it there without a throw. So the hit and run works to perfection, and what a piece of hitting there by the Saints leadoff hitter.
Well, Coach Milo made me eat my words there. Put the runners in motion, create some chaos on the base paths, and nice job by the leadoff man. Josiah Morris able to cork that one into center field just over the second baseman's head. Perfect placement.
And Morrissey squared every ball up he's hit thus far. Did make one out, but he's really put some good at-bats together. So
he
now
certainly
the Saints,
has.
And now the Saints threatening here with the 2-hitter up. This is Max Blessinger. Also plays right field. So first and third, and again, Morrissey has great speed. He could steal here. And sure enough, he runs to second base, and he'll make it there just in time. Great throw there by Brendan Durfy and the tag applied by the second baseman, Cody Sulak. But Mr. Morrissey is able to swipe second base, and now the Saints have a little rally going.
They
Second
certainly
and third.
do. They certainly do. Once again, you got to put the ball in play. I'm sure Conejo would love to trade an out for a run. Don't want to give it to him. Continue to be patient on the mound.
So no ball, no strike here. Team the pressure on the team.
He has the top of the Arroyo Seco Saints. You heart of the order up. The best hitters on the team.
Here's the pitch, and that is shot foul right behind us. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So we talk about winning the 1-1 pitch, and Adamson does that there.
Adamson just did exactly that. He did his job, getting ahead of the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes, and it wouldn't surprise me if the coaching staff of Conejo told him, continue to throw strikes, continue to pound the zone. It's 7-1. There's really no point in pitching around, guys.
Agreed. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch is sky foul and right overhead. 1 ball. So nice better off the lead.
They're off to strike out at least 22 times and 185 over at PCC.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes here, and Adamson didn't like any of the pitches that his catcher Durfy was offering there. He had to step off the rubber. So again, no outs, second and third here. 1 and 2 pitch on the way. Catcher sets up inside the pitch, and that is just low. So he hit the inside spot. It was down though.
It certainly was down. Great eye by Blessinger, and he does have a very good eye. Led PCC, his team in walks.
A very complete hitter is Blessinger. Also a great hustle player. You notice when he pops the ball up, he sprints.
He's certainly a player you definitely want to ride into your lineup.
Here's the 2-2 pitch, and that's low. It bounces. Great block by Durfy there. Durfy's really put on a catching clinic.
He's been a wall back there. He certainly has been. He's really been matching Cooper Harris step by step so far. A run-saving stop right there.
So number 4, Blessinger, putting together a great at-bat as the count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. On deck is the power-hitting lefty. That's Nathan Becker from Rice University. So Adamson looks in, has the sign from his catcher. Righty deals, and fastball misses outside, and the bases are loaded with nobody out, partner.
What a professional at-bat right there by Max Blessinger. Taking 2 close pitches, easily been out.
He's a lefty pitch. Fastball clipped the outside part of the no balls and 1 strike. Pitch.
Certainly was a pitcher's pitch. Absent being very careful with Becker, but right now, you're 7-1. Force him to put a ball in play. Don't give him the free pass.
So the Oaks infield is largely back. Just looking for an out here. They're happy to trade an out for a run as that pitch misses upstairs with a 6-run lead.
That's certainly right, and that first baseman hugging the line right now. So Nathan Becker, you got to poke one in between first and second base. Really turn on this pitch.
So a 1-1 pitch, and we talk about the 1-1 pitch being very decisive in the at-bat. So a huge pitch here with the bases loaded and nobody out. The pitch. And that is shot into center field. Ranging over is the center fielder. He'll put it away. Tagging is Lejeune. Advancing to third is Morrissey. Nonetheless, a very productive out by Becker.
Even though there's only a 2 on the scoreboard right now for Arroyo Seco, the Saints have been hitting the ball extremely hard, especially right there from Nathan Becker. Hit on an absolute rope to center field, but it was unfortunate because the center fielder was already shaded to the right with the left-handed hitter up.
But nonetheless, a productive out, and the Saints are on the board again. The score is now 7-2, the Oaks lead, and still a huge opportunity for the middle of the Saints lineup to do damage here.
Certainly right. You got the run in. I'm sure Conejo would rather trade an out for a run, but I'm sure the Saints would love to have runners on the corners and 1 out for the big bopper Matt Wong.
And Matt Wong, like we talked about, last game in Orange County had 4 hits, including a double down the left field line. So really just a tremendous hitter with a great opportunity here as the runner is off. That's the big fella Becker. And what about the big fella Nathan Becker just swiping a base?
How about that? Nathan Becker, the big man, getting involved. We've already seen him have a couple of stolen base attempts. Didn't have very many at Rice, but interesting play there by Durfy. Instead of throwing to second, look back to third. Hopefully he can get Lejeune off the base. Caught him a little bit sleeping, but he was right on it.
But like you said, interesting play there, especially with a 5-run lead here.
Certainly is.
So the 1-0 pitch, and that runs just clips the corner, much to the displeasure of the Arroyo Seco Saints dugout, who thought that was inside. I happen to share that sentiment.
Yep, same thing with me here too, and Matt Wong, I'm sure, shares that displeasure. Grimacing as he looked back to the umpire. Wasn't sure about that one. Either way, it's a 1-1 count.
So the 1-1 adds 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that just clips the corner. Great spot there.
Adamson really bearing down. He had second and third with only 1 out. Bases loaded and nobody out. And so far, I don't know if that flipped a switch inside of his head, but he is dotting up those fastballs right now.
So 1-2 the count here with 2 outs, second and third. Big chance here for Jordan Rogers. The pitch. And that is flied into center field. Shouldn't be too much trouble. And Carrillo puts it away. So the Saints have bases loaded there, nobody out. They're only allowed, they only get 1 run on the board. Except for him, though, with the lefty on the bump.
And Conejo has a lot of left-handed hitters, a lot of platoon advantages early on with the righties, McKinney and Pittman. That's no longer a thing with Zittel up.
And Carrillo squares the bunt there and bunts it foul. You know, partner, we almost call that because we talk about the tough matchup and then we see the lefty square to bunt right away. That indicates that it's a very difficult matchup for him.
Certainly is. Anytime you're bunting lefty on lefty, it's extremely tough. But with the third baseman back, why not? 0-0 count?
So no balls and 1 strike here on the leadoff hitter. Zittel looks in. He fires a breaking ball that's low. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike.
And that breaking ball certainly plays. Even though it was low and in the dirt, that was a perfect 2-strike breaking ball. Maybe not the pitch you want to see on a 0-1 count. Perfect for 2 strikes, though.
So the 1-1 pitch from the lefty, and that's high. 2 balls and 1 strike. So again, we talk about the importance of the 1-1 pitch, and that time Zittel loses it. Changes the whole complexion of the count.
Yeah, and Zittel does have the propensity to give up a lot of base runners. A whip of 2.3 means he averages more than 2 runners on base per inning.
And that ball is shot down the right field line, and it hits the fair pole. See you later. A line drive home run, a rope off the bat of Austin Carrillo. A solo shot in the bottom of this 5th inning. That'll make it an 8-2 Oaks lead. What a shot.
Fastball inside, and he was just able to turn on that pitch. He's not your average leadoff man. He's fast, and he can send pitches down the line. And unfortunately, it's only 320 down the right field line, and that was able to sneak around the foul pole.
And actually hit the pole. So a leadoff shot in this bottom of the 5th inning for the leadoff hitter.
And I said it before at the beginning of this inning. The curveball, unhittable. But what was hit around in that last inning? The fastball. And this time it was just inside with a sign that said, "Hit me" on it.
And that ball is shot down the right field line, and that'll head out of play. So the Oaks getting some good hacks off.
Getting some good hacks, but the reason why that was fouled by so much, it was a breaking ball. Rather than a fastball just laid in there on the inside, it was a curveball, and because of that, it was sent out of play. Easily foul.
So 0-2 here. The pitch. That's just a bit upstairs. That's a very competitive 0-2 pitch, and we talked a little bit on the last broadcast about fine locations. The catcher setting up just off the plate and making sure not to miss on the inner half of the plate, as that is fouled out of play. And it looked like on that 0-2 pitch, Zittel was able to do that.
Yeah, Zittel on an 0-2 count, you really want to, keep the pressure on, make it look like a strike, end up a ball, but you don't want to let it hang in the middle of the zone,
right?
Especially on an 0-2 count.
So here's the 1-2 pitch, and that's shot down the right field line foul. And we'll do it again, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Lappiner, who started the game on the mound for the Oaks, getting some very good hacks off.
Certainly getting some good hacks, and the reason why that fastballs continue to be pushed in on that inside corner. If you're Zittel, try and space it out a little more. Dot that outside corner of the zone. That's so tough to hit on a lefty-on-lefty matchup.
And here's the pitch from Zittel, and it is skied right in front of the plate. Third baseman Marlowe makes the call, and he drops the ball. And that'll allow Lappiner to advance to second base as it lands in fair territory. So certainly an error there on the third baseman Marlowe.
Certainly an error, but a tough error. He's staring right in the sun. He's coming in on the ball. He was coming in down that third base line. It was, even though that's a routine pop-up to the infield, it's still a relatively tough play.
It is a very tough play, but I think Marlowe would tell you that he expects to catch that baseball.
He expects to catch that one 10 out of 10 times. It'll go on an error for him and an unearned runner over on second base, but if it rains, it pours for the Saints. The pitching hasn't been great. The hitting has left a lot of runners on base, and the fielding so far, that's the third error of the day for the Saints.
Certainly, partner. As you said, when it rains, it pours, and it is pouring, and that looks like it's a foul ball. It went behind the helmet of number 21, the 3-hitter, A.J. Salgado, and it hit his bat behind his helmet.
Hey, that's one way to get a strike, Aaron. If you're struggling with control, throw it over the guy's head, and hopefully it'll hit the bat.
I wouldn't recommend it, but it does the job. So, no balls and 1 strike here to Salgado. Here's the pitch. Beautiful location there. And now it's 0-2. So, up to this point, Zittel hasn't really been able to capitalize on the lefty-lefty matchups. That last one wasn't his fault, though.
Yeah, that last one wasn't his fault. It was a tough play for the infielder, but this time, that last fastball, one of his best fastballs this inning. Fastball in that outside corner. Unhittable lefty-on-lefty matchup.
That runs upstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes here.
And the thing is with the freshman Zittel, he doesn't have the speed to blow it past you, so he really has to focus on control and dotting up that outside corner. Anytime he comes inside, Carrillo will turn on a ball. Any pitcher for Conejo will turn on a ball and send it out to right field.
So the 1-2 pitch, slow breaking ball is whacked to second base. Excellent play there by Lejeune. He'll fire to first, and they record the out. So he's able to move the runner over there as Salgado. Nonetheless, a nice play there by Lejeune.
Nice play by Lejeune, but an even better play by Delgado, who was way out in front of the curveball, leaning forward, but he still had just enough bat left to send it to second base and advance the runner to third. That is textbook hitting right there. If you're going to make an out, at least make it a productive out and advance the runner.
So 1 out here, and that is the slow breaking ball. Excellent location there. Now Zittel is facing a righty. That's number 9, Zach Crandall, hitting in the 4 spot.
Zittel has to be dotting up those curveballs. That's the only way he can get that advantage over Crandall. And that's back-to-back beautiful hooks right there by Zittel.
And as you said, he does it again. Doubles up on the hook. So, no balls and 2 strikes. Would you triple up on the hook here?
I'd triple up and make sure it's in the dirt. Don't let it be in the zone.
Hope that Cooper Harris can block it. And he goes to the fastball there and misses just a bit outside.
Wouldn't be surprised if Cooper Harris goes back to that breaking ball in the dirt. You're ahead of the count 1-2. Don't let it be in the zone. Make it look like a strike and end in the dirt. You can get the strikeout right here.
So here's the 1-2 pitch. And that is chopped to short. And they say to go to first. Rogers does. They record the out, so 2 away, but another run comes in to score. That's 2 on the inning for the Oaks. They now lead by a score of 9-2.
A little surprised the Saints were traded out for a run right there. It's a 6-run ball game before that run came in. Wouldn't have surprised me if Coach Milam says, you know what, enough is enough. We're going to cut down this runner at home. But I'm a little surprised that Zittel did not deliver a breaking ball right there.
And go for the strikeout.
Yeah, and go for the strikeout and at least put one in the dirt. But that wasn't the case. Even though he got the out, questionable pitch call.
So now here is number 27, Brendan Durfy, the catcher, who's done a great job behind the plate and at the plate today.
Certainly has. He's been hitting the ball around. He's been seeing the righties well. Let's see what he can do lefty on lefty.
As he takes the first one low. So 2 productive outs there by the Oaks. they move a runner over second to third and then get a runner in third to home.
And that's baseball right there. That's really all you can ask for. Lefty hitter, runner on second base. If you're going to make an out, just flip it to second base. Then you got a runner advancing. Same thing here. Runner on third, less than 1 out. All you have to do is put the ball in play. You don't have to hit a 400-foot mammoth shot. All you have to do is just poke the ball out and a run will score, especially with the defense back.
But you do feel for Zittel a little bit as that ball is low, 2-1. He gets the pop-up, and those 2 outs, obviously it's a different situation, but the inning could have been a lot different if it weren't for that drop pop-up.
And you're certainly right, and that run really wasn't on Zittel. You know, he made the pitch he got and didn't get an out of it, unfortunately. Anytime you give a team like Conejo with their electric bats an extra out or 2, they're going to continue to put up 9 runs, continue to put up area codes on the scoreboard, 3 in the third, 3 in the fourth, and 1 in the fifth.
So a beautiful pitch there by Zittel, and the deuces are wild here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Excuse me, the bottom of the 5th inning. Top of the 6th is on deck. As that pitch is away, count runs full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is a huge pitch for Zittel. You don't want to walk this guy and then have to extend the inning.
Certainly do. You don't want to extend this inning at all. Spencer Sitt starting a warm-up in the bullpen, and it's going to take a little bit while to warm up. He's just starting a stretch and toss, so this is Zittel's inning for at least the next 4 hitters.
And fastball just clips the outside corner, strike 3. So we'll head to the top of the 6th inning. The score, Conejo Oaks 9 and Arroyo Seco Saints 2. So, top of the 6th inning here at Cal Lutheran University. We're at George Sparky Anderson Field, and a new pitcher on the bump for the Oaks. Partner, you have some information on him.
Yes, it's Wes De La Torre, wearing number 16, the right-handed pitcher from Newberry Park, California. Actually attends Presbyterian College out east. He's a blue hose. And really hasn't gotten a lot of game action. This is actually his first game action all season. Didn't get in at all for the Presbyterian hose, and so far is really just trying to get some work in here. Small guy, just 5'10", 175 pounds, but he can create a lot of leverage with his body. And you really have to do that if you don't have the 6'4" frame, maybe like a Caleb Pittman.
And that first pitch is way low. Coaches talk about all the time, never mistake size for ability. A lot of times the little guys, the Jose Altuves, the Mookie Bettses of the world, are still pretty darn good.
Yeah, a lot of the little guys in your team end up being the best players on your team. And they might not be able to throw the fastest, but they can dot up pitches and get outs.
And that is flared out to center field off the bat of Bowser, and the right fielder settles under it. That's Tyler Glowacki. So, first batter is retired. Nice start to the outing for Mr. De La Torre.
So far, so good. 2 pitchers, 1 out. Anytime you get that, they'll take it, especially at this part of the game. I'm sure the coaches told them, your job is simple. Just throw strikes. You're up 9-2. What are you going to do, give up a 7-run home run?
That's right. So here's Marlowe. Marlowe made an error in the last inning. And, partner, this is actually a very interesting conversation, as that's in there for a strike. After you make an error defensively, a lot of times guys try to make up for it at the plate. You really have to avoid that and just try to play your game.
Certainly, and this is baseball. This is the game of adjustments, and you really have to move past stuff as a baseball player. And the more you start thinking about the mistakes you made, maybe going out in the field and you just struck out, you make that costly error. Same thing here. You make a costly error in the field, you can't take it with you to the batter's box. And Marlowe's a veteran. He's coming off his junior season. He knows to move on from an error.
And that is slapped to third. What a tremendous play. And the out is recorded. Full extension there. Diving to his glove side. That's A.J. Salgado, also the 3-hitter. Wow.
It really is not the Saints' day. Matt Marlowe hit that one on an absolute line. And you got to give credit where it's due. Salgado made the play. Made a beautiful dive and easily got the out by a couple steps.
But not only to dive, but to field it cleanly, get up, and throw a dot to first all in a short period of time.
There's a lot of variables that can go wrong. The dive can go wrong. It can go off your glove. And the transfer when you're getting up, there's a lot of stuff that can go wrong. And
the throw?
Yep, and these college players make it look so easy, but that is an extremely tough play.
Yeah, so Salgado just flashing all his tools. He shows you the hit tool. Now he shows you the fielding tool and then the arm tool as well.
And especially the arm. He can throw that ball across the diamond. That's why he's on the hot corner right now.
So 2 outs here for Cooper Harris, the catcher. The pitch, a fastball up. So Mr. Wes De La Torre, again, the sophomore from Presbyterian College, only 5'11" frame, but he's just coming out there and pounding strikes.
I was just about to say that. He is zinging the ball in there. Don't let the frame of only being 5'10".
And that is skied out to center field, hit a mile high, and the center fielder, Carrillo, is under it. A 1-2-3 inning for De La Torre. And, folks, when we come back, we're going to be able to do an interview. So stay right here. We'll see you back momentarily. And, folks, we're in the bottom of this 6th inning here as the Conejo Oaks come to bat. We have a very special guest joining us, Keegan Allen, the sophomore right-handed pitcher from Prosper, Texas, and the University of Oklahoma. Keegan, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, of course.
So as this bottom of the 6th inning gets underway, new pitcher on the bump for the Arroyo Seco Saints, but right now we're going to focus on Keegan Allen. So, Keegan, you pitched yesterday, go 4 innings. Solid outing, 2 days ago, surrendering a couple runs against the Orange County Riptide. How would you assess your performance?
It was my first outing back in probably a month because I got hurt towards the back half of our season. So for the first outing, not too bad, but definitely hoping to grow more and have less walks next outing as we go forth in the summer.
Yeah, and just building off that, so this is summer ball, so very competitive, and a lot of great players here, Division I players, some community college players. You see scouts here, you see college coaches. It's very competitive, but there's an emphasis on development and improving your game. So in the summer ball, what are you looking to improve on?
I'm mainly just looking to improve, like throwing off speed for strike in any count, being able to throw a changeup, slider in any count, like 2-0 when I'm behind, instead of just throwing 2-0 fastballs, giving up a lot of hits. So I'm kind of just working on my pitchability.
There you go. Great thing to work on there.
And Keegan, your freshman year maybe didn't go as planned for you, but coming out of Bentonville High School, what is the adjustment like from high school to Power 5 elite college baseball?
It's definitely a huge difference because you have to actually pitch instead of just blowing people up with fastballs and flipping over just a decent breaking ball. You gotta have good stuff, or else you're gonna get banged.
and that's certainly right. And high school as well. You ran track. You played football back in high school. How they helped your baseball career, you think?
Football helped a lot, just building strength and putting on a lot of weight. And then track always helped me be fast twitch, so I think it just helped me be athletic.
As the first out is recorded here in the bottom of the 6th inning, nice play there by the shortstop, Brendan Rogers. So, staying with that high school journey and your journey to the University of Oklahoma and now here to California, how are you enjoying California? Is this your first time out here?
I was actually born here, but
Oh,
I've
sweet.
been here since, so it's been a long time. But yeah, I love the weather. Everybody seems pretty nice. There's a lot to do, so I enjoyed out here.
Awesome. As a strike is fired in, now hitting is Charles Messino, so a little bit lower in this Oaks order with one out, and he shoots a base hit up the middle. Great piece of hitting by the lefty Messino. Left on left there, and he slams it into center field for a base hit.
Great piece of hitting for Messino. And Keegan, you were talking about developing this summer. Is there a certain type of pitch you like to hang your hat on?
Yeah, I'm usually known for my slider, big slider guy, but I'm trying to develop that changeup this summer so I can go into college next year with a 3 pitch mix that I can throw for strikes whenever I want to. So that's where I'm hoping to develop and grow before I get back on campus in the fall.
So one out here as Cody Sulak digs in, runner on first. So sticking with the Saints, what do you think separates Coach Aaron Milam and this Saints squad from the rest of them?
I think he's got the trust of a lot of the players. A lot of the players like him, and he's obviously a great people person, and he cares a lot. So it's easier for the players to be motivated and play hard when they know their coach is behind them.
As that ball is skied to center field, and Morrissey records the out, so 2 away here. It's been a very quick inning, but again, we enjoy having Keegan Allen. Keegan, thanks again for speaking to us. So before we let you go, how can the people find you on social media? What are the socials?
I use Twitter and Instagram. My Instagram's Keegan_Allen10, and then my Twitter's KeeganRay10. So.
Sweet. So folks, add him up, follow him up, whatever you got to do. Thanks again for taking the time.
Yeah,
It was a
awesome.
pleasure.
Appreciate it. Thank
Good
you.
luck next season. Good luck this season.
Thank you.
So 2 outs here. Runner on first. And here's Glowacki, the 9-hitter, to bat. And that ball is shot down the right field line. Will it stay fair? Just foul. Partner, looked like a good hack there.
It certainly was, and we were talking with Keegan Allen. Spencer Sid is on the mound, trying to bounce back after a rough outing against Orange County. Really gave up the lead and really was the turning point of the ball game. The runs he gave up, that even though they were unearned. And so far, back-to-back lefty pitchers, and once again, that curveball was basically had a sign that said "hit me" on it. It was inside. It was perfectly placed. The only thing is the hitter was just a little bit early on it.
But sometimes that's what happens, even if you miss your location. If you're really mixing your pitches well, you can get away with one here and there.
Yep, velocity can do that as well, but so can location.
And that is way low, and it gets by Cooper Harris. It's not a great pitch if it gets by Cooper Harris.
Yeah,
the wall
that's
back
certainly
there.
right. Yep. Yeah, Spencer said a little bit late release, spike in the fastball. You usually don't see that too much. And it really is just about finding release point for all these guys. They have a lot of time off. Sid just basically out of high school. He'll be attending UC San Diego. Isn't even a freshman yet. But even with that, 2 no-hitters in high school.
Wow. As he misses low. So 3 balls and 1 strike here. Very much a hitter's count.
Certainly is. Don't want to lay one out here for Sid.
Here's the pitch. Beautiful slow curveball, and he has the hitter leading 3-2.
Oh, yeah, he certainly was. He was sitting dead red fastball, and Sid just didn't give it to him. Got to give a lot of credit to him.
So here is the 3-2 pitch with 2 outs here. Sid checks on the runner at second. Now he fires, and he just misses ball 4. Sid, I could see why he's so effective. He seems very tough on lefties with that release point, coming almost from 3/4, Josh Hader-esque.
Certainly coming from 3/4 is tough for lefties, but another thing, he's hiding the ball very well. Hides it behind him with that quick twitch, short throwing motion, I would say, and it's really helping him right now. But the question is, can he get righties out? And so far, he hasn't really been facing them. Carrillo's up.
And Carrillo is a lefty, but he is very dangerous. Last at bat, hit a home run off the right field fair pole, down over by that 320 sign. Just a beautiful swing, very simple swing. Doesn't even look like he swings very hard, as that's a nice stop by Cooper Harris on a low fastball there. So Carrillo doesn't even look like he swings very hard, just a very simple, compact swing, and he certainly does damage, partner.
And certainly does, and if you're Cooper Harris, you really have to guide your young southpaw out there. Make him get that pitch on that outside corner, even better if it's low and away. Anything on the inside is going to be turned on, and if he's on time, it's going to be down the line for a couple RBIs.
So 1 ball and no strikes to count. First and second. Nice pitch in there for strike 1.
Certainly was a great pitch. Breaking ball, stole a strike right there, got him back in the count 1-1, but now you have to lay in this fastball. This is probably going to be a fastball right here. You really have to locate it well on that outside corner.
So here's the pitch, and that's upstairs. 2 balls and 1 strike. So you have to be careful with the dangerous Carrillo, but you also don't want to give free passes, right? So very tricky to navigate here.
It certainly is, and you really don't want to give free passes to. This is basically a must-pitch strike right here. You miss with it, you're probably going to walk him 3-1.
And he misses here, so now in a hole here, 3-1 against the very dangerous Carrillo. But what makes this Oaks lineup so special, it's not just 1 or 2 guys that can do damage. Really, top to bottom, they're a pretty complete lineup.
Top to bottom, these Conejo Oaks have really brought their bats today, and that's what I said. You know, granted, there is a base open, but with the way Conejo's been hitting, there's absolutely no one you want to face right now.
As he pumps in a fastball for a strike. So some action in the Oaks bullpen there. That's number 7, Jackson Jordan, the sophomore from Moore Park Community College, 6'4", 205.
Certainly is, and Logan Deskin's, starting to warm up with the bands right now, starting to get loose. This is still Sid's inning.
So here's the pitch from Sid. Fastball misses, and the bases are loaded here for Jackson Lapiner.
And even though that was a ball, that was still an okay pitch. You were aiming for that outside, and it was a miss at the end of the day. It could have been a lot worse. He could have missed with that spot inside, and Carrillo would be rounding the bases instead of standing on first base right now.
So Lapiner digs in, and Cooper Harris will go out and talk to his pitcher, Sid. Tough spot here. Still has the left-on-left matchup, but a very tough hitter digging in.
It certainly is a tough spot, and Sid's not really used to having traffic on the base paths with his dominant career over at Flint Ridge Prep, but this is a growing process for him. UC San Diego, the hitters are going to be a lot more tougher than this, and especially in the non-conference as well. It's going to be a very tough going for him, but this is where you grow. This is where you get better. Summer League.
So Lapiner, 6'1", 190 out of LA Valley College, the sophomore. With 2 outs here, bases loaded, the pitch. Fastball outside and nowhere to put Lapiner here.
Absolutely nowhere. Now you have to really bear down and throw a strike right here. Make at least Lapiner put the ball in play.
Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Beautiful pitch there. And the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike.
That was a nice sweeping breaking ball right there. When Lapiner swings and misses, it's a good pitch with the way he's been hitting today.
So 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's low. 2 balls and 1 strike. So a little bit of a command struggle for Sid.
It's a little bit of a command struggle, but he has some great pitches. He has a great slider that can play, great curveball, and a fastball that can run low 90s, and that's what really has UC San Diego pumped up about him next school year.
And that ball is fouled straight back. 2 balls and 2 strikes. So deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases are loaded here for Lapiner. Sid gets in, has a sign from his catcher Harris, looks at second base, now steps off and takes a breath to collect himself. So huge pitch here, because if the count runs full, then the runners are able to get a head start on their jumps.
That's certainly right. Got to be a competitive pitch.
And he misses, so now the merry-go-round begins. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 3-2 count. Runners will be off with the pitch in this 9-2 ball game.
If you're Sid, calm down, take a breath. You're one pitch from getting out of this. Getting back to the dugout.
Here's the pitch, and he misses outside, and it's 10-2. So a walk with the bases loaded, and it is 10-2 in favor of the Conejo Oaks. So an RBI there for Lapiner, and an excellent at-bat there from the lefty.
Sid really, really desperately wanted that pitch, and it looked pretty good, but the home plate umpire wouldn't give it to him. An interesting play right here. Jordan Rogers, seeing that his pitcher is a little upset, coming to the mound and telling Cooper Harris, hey, we got to talk to our young hurler here, get him back in this count.
So here's Salgado, and Salgado flashed the leather at third base in the last inning, making that amazing play, robbing Matt Marlowe of a base hit. Now he comes up to bat with a chance to really do some damage.
He certainly does right here, and it's always very tough. You know, you have the veteran versus the young guy right now, and it's going to be a tough AB for Sid, but right now Logan Deskin continues to warm up. Doesn't look quite ready yet.
The rook on the vet.
That's right. But so far, Arroyo Seco really hasn't been able to get in a rhythm, especially on the hitting side. They only have 4 hits today. On the fielding side, 3 errors. Very uncharacteristic for a team that so far in everyone's college careers have been very good fielders. So
more on Salgado, who wears number 21. He's a sophomore, also plays at Cal State LA. This Oaks team has a lot of Cal State LA players. He's 6'3", 205. Bats left, throws right.
Certainly 6'3", 205. That screams 3-hitter right there. And he's a very key player for the Golden Eagles of Cal State LA. And it's going to be a tough at-bat for Sid. You really have to locate that slider on that outside corner. Really have to locate that fastball as well.
So 0-0 count here with 2 outs. And beautiful fastball in there for strike one. That's got to be very tough for a lefty.
Beautiful fastball. Really builds the confidence right there. Even though Delgado was taken all the way, Sid loves to see that one. Humming in there and popping the catcher's mitt.
So the 0-1 pitch. And that is grounded. And an excellent stop there by Rogers. But he'll have no play. He dove there to his left, but was unable to record an out. So an RBI there for Mr. Salgado, and just like that, it's 11-2.
Great piece of hitting by Delgado, but even better stop there by Rogers, saving that extra run from coming in, especially with the speed of Carrillo on. That could have easily been a 2-run single from Delgado. And now Sid has another chance to get out of it.
Yeah, so a run-saving play there, and Sid pumps in a strike there. So a little 2-out rally here for the Oaks. They've scored 2 here with the bases loaded and 2 outs.
Certainly a little 2-out rally right here, but it really is not surprising with the way Conejo's been hitting all day.
But again, partner, as Sid pumps in a strike, they've had 9 hits but 11 runs, so they're scoring even when they don't get base hits. That's from the walks.
And yeah, it certainly is from the walks. Caleb Pittman gave up a lot. Carson Mckinney gave up a lot. Drew Zittel gave up a lot of walks. And now Spencer Sid gave up a walk in this inning. And
the errors as well.
And the errors that can really start tacking on for you. But there's a good pitch right there.
And finally a strike 3, and they're out of the inning. The Saints are, after 2 runs posted in the bottom of the 6th inning. We'll head to the top of the 7th inning. The score is a very lopsided one, 11-2 in favor of Oaks. So the top of the 7th inning underway here as Tyler Lejeune digs in. A new pitcher on the bump for the Conejo Oaks. That is Jackson Jordan. Jackson with an X there.
Certainly was, yeah. Jackson Jordan with an X. He's a very lengthy freshman, 6'5", from Moore Park College. 17 games this year, 2-4 record, 3 saves. But the ERA a little inflated. ERA over 6.3 on the year. So he'll be looking to get some work in an 11-2 ball game. Just trying to throw strikes, and he does have the propensity to walk a lot of guys. 30 strikeouts, but he does have 29 walks in 29 innings.
The Saints have 9-1-2 this inning. First pitch, huge cut and a miss for Lejeune. Was able to start a little rally. His last at bat, walked, and ended up coming around to score.
Certainly did, but he's going to have to do it again here against the righty, who's able to get a lot of leverage on the mound, using that 6'5" frame, really pitching downhill. Something that Caleb Pittman was really trying to do today, but was unable to.
So another big cut and a miss. See, we talk about that a lot, a big cut and a miss. Usually when you have those huge swings, you come up empty.
Yeah, usually when you have those huge swings, those, swings that try and tie this game even though it's a 9-run deficit, that's when you can get a little longer with your swing, and that's when you can get a little late.
And that's off the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes as Josiah Morrissey waits on deck. Saints are hoping to put a little rally together. 9 runs is a tall task, but maybe just make it a competitive ball game today. Only 4 hits. As that's upstairs, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Go on, partner.
Certainly was. That's really your basic goal right now, just to make this game a little bit closer. Put some pressure on Conejo. See what'll happen when they get a little pressure on right now. But so far, Jackson, I'm really liking the way he can throw this ball. This fastball plays.
And another heater there. That's outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The count runs full.
But here's the control issues I was talking about. After getting ahead 0-2, 2 pass balls pumped right down the middle, 3 consecutive balls.
The pitch. And Lejeune just gets a piece and stays alive. We'll do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So we talk a lot about the frame, especially with pitchers. And this 6'4" frame, it really makes it tough. The ball's coming downhill.
Certainly is, and it's a different view, from an average 6-foot pitcher from a 6'4" pitcher. It looks like the ball is really barreling down on you, and even though it's not coming down, it is. It's an optical illusion.
Just as you said, beautiful pitch there by Jackson Jordan, again the sophomore from Moore Park College, gets Lejeune swinging. Perfect placement on that outside fastball.
Certainly was, and really nothing you can do with that one. Lejeune was outmatched from the start.
So here's Morrissey, leadoff hitter. Morrissey's had a great day. He's really barreled the ball up.
He certainly has, and he's one of the best hitters on this Arroyo Seco team. And even though a lot more hitters are on the way and help is on the way, Morrissey's bat plays. And he'll be a special leadoff hitter so far.
So he shoots that one foul the other way. Just judging Morrissey from the 3 games that we've seen, feels like he's better from that left side. We've only seen him hit righty a couple times, but left side, it feels like he has more power.
Certainly does, and where the swings are getting a lot better as Morrissey fouls that one away. Morrissey ready to come to Long Beach State, just transferred there, and this past season over at Cal State Bakersfield, his once again bat played. 834 OPS, top 3 in every category, and this is a really good hitter that Arroyo Seco's really lucky to have.
And we're lucky to watch. 1 out here, 0-2 pitch to Morrissey. The tall righty deals. That's in the dirt. See, but that's a good 0-2 pitch, right?
Certainly is, and that's something Arroyo Seco's been unable to do, all 4 of their pitchers. Even though you're ahead of the count 0-2, make sure it's a okay curveball. You're not looking for perfection, but at least make sure it ends in the dirt. And with Arroyo Seco, they haven't been ending in the dirt. They've been ending up, elevated.
So the 1-2 pitch, beautiful placement on that outside fastball, and he racks up his 2nd K of the inning for Jackson Jordan.
No argument right there for Morrissey. Jackson Jordan dotting up that fastball in the outside corner. And I said it earlier, that fastball plays. It is really playing in this 7th inning, rather.
So Blessinger comes to the plate with 2 outs, and you know that a righty is dealing when he strikes out 2 lefties back-to-back.
Back-to-back on that fastball, and if I'm Blessinger, I'm sitting dead red fastball, tip of the cap if he lands a breaking ball like that.
And he does, but he misses his spot. But see, that's the mark of a great pitcher, is he has pinpoint location.
Pinpoint location, but he's also very smart back there. He knows that Blessinger just saw the two hitters in front of him strike out on fastballs. Then he delivered a first pitch breaking ball.
So the righty deals, fastball in there, clips the corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Also a nice frame job there behind the plate from Brendan Durfy, almost bringing that pitch into the zone.
Durfy's been really important behind the plate, blocking pitchers and not only framing them as well.
The righty deals, and he pounds in a strike there, 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs here.
Has a chance to strike out the side. All he has to do is make one more fantastic pitch with his fastball. Blessinger doesn't strike out very much, so this will be a tough task.
And the hook is just a bit outside. You can tell Jordan's up for it. He's a highly competitive guy, and he's very accurate, at least up to this point.
Very
firing
accurate.
in strikes.
Certainly feeling it right now. It wasn't that accurate in Moore Park College, but here.
So the 2-2 pitch is chopped to short.
Ooh.
Tough play is bobbled there. The throw to first. In time, they just get him. So a great second effort there by A.J. Salgado, who made a diving play earlier. There, he just keeps the ball in front, goes off his chest, and he makes the play. So, folks, we will head to the bottom of the 7th inning. A lopsided score up to this point. The Conejo Oaks with 11 and the Arroyo Seco Saints with 2. We'll be back shortly. So we are just about set for the bottom of this 7th inning here. 11-2, the Conejo Oaks lead the Arroyo Seco Saints. And a new pitcher on the mound. We have Logan Deskin, who wears number 40 for the Saints. He's a right-handed pitcher from Anthem, Arizona. And a sophomore, he attends Regis College in Colorado.
Yeah, one of a few Regis guys right now in career games, 40 games, 38 and 2/3 innings. The ERA a little inflated, but the batting average against him, hitters are hitting just .231 in his Regis career.
So he pumps in a strike there, no balls and 1 strike.
And he's a guy that can strike out a lot of hitters. 53 strikeouts and 39 career innings with D2 Regis over in Denver.
He pumps in another strike. Hitting now is Colin Heineck, the 6'2", 220-pound catcher from Georgia State. He's pinch hitting here.
One of a few players who go to college out of state on this Conejo team. A lot of local guys.
So the 0-2 pitch, hook misses. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Excellent 0-2 pitch, though.
Excellent 0-2 pitch. Even though it wasn't a strike, it was a beautiful pitch. I really got the hitter thinking, what am I going to throw? What is he going to throw?
So here is the 1-2 pitch. And that looked like a hook there, but missed his spot. Almost looked like it slipped out of his hands a little bit. Didn't have good break.
Anytime usually a breaking ball misses up that badly, it usually slips out of his hands.
So 2-2 here as the righty Deskin deals. And the fastball is skied behind home plate near where we are. Does the catcher Harris have room? No, he runs out. What happened was it hit off the lower railing, and Harris caught it, tried to do a little acting job. I mean, we are close to Hollywood.
Yeah, good old little cell job.
But the umpire wasn't falling for it, so we'll do it again at 2-2. So Deskin really pumping the fastball in right now as he faces the big righty Heineck. The pitch way upstairs, almost hit Heineck in the helmet. Dangerous pitch.
Little chin music right there from Deskin. That'll wake you up if you're a hitter.
And a lot of times that can be effective. That can intimidate the hitters a little bit, or just get them off the plate.
Effectively wild is what they call it. Yep.
Effectively wild. Even brushing them off the plate a little bit. Then you can use that outside corner. So the 3-2 pitch. Fastball is whacked into left field. It is deep. It is caught out there in left field. So Heineck gave it a ride, but a nice play out there in left field by Matt Wong to record the first out.
Nice play by Wong. That was an interestingly tough play for Wong. You know, you're backpedaling back, the ball's over your head. The worst play for an outfielder is when the ball is directly over your head. So great play by Wong, the sure-handed center fielder for Hawaii, turned left fielder for the Saints.
That ball was smashed. That was a laser, just a line drive out into left field, and Wong was about on the warning track when he made that catch. So 1 out here. Beautiful location, fastball in there for strike 1. This is number 25, Zach Duty, who also plays shortstop.
That's a little Regis on Regis battle right here. As Duty also a Regis Ranger.
As that fastball's away, count evens at 1-1. So 11-2 ball game. Conejo Oaks lead the Arroyo Seco Saints. Fastball way upstairs there. 2 balls and 1 strike. And Cooper Harris is going to dust off the plate a little bit. I always think that's good. Give your pitcher the opportunity to reset.
Certainly. And you know, Logan Deskin is really want to get Duty out right here, getting us a little bit of bragging rights coming into the next school year.
And that ball is lined through the 3-4 hole for a base hit. It is fielded by the right fielder out there, Blessinger, but a shot in the 3-4 hole, and we know who has bragging rights for this upcoming season.
That's right. Deskin showing a little bit of a smile right there. Duty staring right at him over at first.
So 2 balls hit hard, and looks like we have another pinch hitter. Will be number 5, Scott Rodinski, the sophomore from Santa Barbara Community College, listed at 5'11", 185. And he bats and throws from the right side. So Rodinski digs in with 1 out and a runner on first. Both balls have been hit hard this inning.
That's right. Both balls have been hit hard, but the pitches so far from Deskin have been phenomenal.
That is skied into shallow center field. Rogers ranging over, and he will make the play. So a nice running catch there by the center fielder, by the shortstop, out in center field. There's 2 away. Great
play by Rogers. That was a tough track at the end of the day.
Number 38, Brent Swerrigan.
So Rodinski is out after 1 pitch. Could hardly introduce him, and he flies out. 2 away here in the inning. Fastball fired in there for a strike. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, a huge cut. This is another pinch hitter. This is Brent Swerrigan, the junior from Pierce College, 5'10", 170, also bats and throws from the right side. He finds himself in an 0-2 hole here with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The pitch, runner goes, and looks like a ball to throw to second base.
Ooh.
Got him. So an absolute strike
throw.
there
Great throw by Harris.
And the tag is applied there by the shortstop, Brendan Rogers. So the Saints get out of the inning with no runs allowed. That will be the first time since the 2nd inning where the Saints don't allow a run. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning. The score, Conejo Oaks 11, Arroyo Seco Saints 2. So a new arm on the bump for the Conejo Oaks in this top of the 8th inning as the Arroyo Seco Saints come to bat. It's Nick Rincover, the senior out of UC Irvine, 6'2", 205. Partner, what more do you have on him?
Yeah, Rincover, a side armor originally from Pierce College, but transferred to UC Irvine at this season. Pitching 11 games in relief, and those were an effective 11 games. 9 innings pitched, only give up 2 runs. But once again, the walks are a little too high for comfort. 6 walks in 9 innings. But outside of the walks, hitters have not been able to get on base against him. Only hitting .214 over a season at UC Irvine.
Seems like a very tough angle just watching warm-ups. That almost 3/4 release point.
Yeah, certainly a 3/4 release point for any reliever, especially a left-handed reliever, is very important. And really, you can make a living off of being a sidearm lefty reliever in the major leagues. So that should definitely play, and we'll see what happens against a lefty Becker.
And certainly a tall task for the lefty Becker facing this nasty lefty.
It certainly is, and if you're Becker, you really have to stay inside the box and hold your ground. It's going to look like he's throwing right at you sometimes, but you have to hold your ground and go with the pitch. Maybe even go to left field. Get on base right here.
So the left-hander deals, and that's downstairs, ball 1. So for the Saints this inning, 3-4-5 coming up. If anybody comes on base, they'll have the 6th guy, Jeff Bowser, hit.
And you really have to think this is your final chance to at least get something on the board, something good to take into the next game. I know you're down by 9, so maybe the objective isn't maybe to tie this game, but it's to get some good mojo going into Tuesday's game.
Well, Becker certainly does not get cheated. He gets his money's worth on his swings. The 1-1 pitch. Nice breaking ball in there for strike 2. Beautiful pitch.
Certainly is, and the only way you're hitting that pitch is if you're looking breaking ball down the middle, and a lot of people really aren't in a 1-1 count.
So 1-2 here, and that ball is lined into right field, a clean single for Becker. So That's an awesome at-bat, facing a tough lefty, and he slams it into right field.
Certainly was, and instead of flailing out lefty-on-lefty matchups, what usually happens with a left-handed hitter, stood in the box, turned on it, and sent it to right field. Beautiful hit. One of the best hits of the day for Arroyo Seco.
So here's Wong. Wong trying to rekindle that hot streak that he had in the last ball game in Orange County. That was against the OC Riptide, where Wong had 4 hits, including a double down the left field line. He was red hot. Rinkover fires, and that's upstairs. So runner on first and nobody out. And for the Saints, obviously a very tall task to try to come back in this ball game, but at least put some pressure on the Oaks, right?
Yeah, that's all you really can ask for at this point. You can just keep the line moving, continue to put pressure on an arm that does have the propensity to walk a lot of guys. So you really still have to be patient up there, and that's something that Wong has had a lot of struggles with. 56 strikeouts and 198 at-bats. That's maybe close to 25% of the time he's been striking out this season for the Bows.
So 2 balls and no strikes count as in Wong's favor, and he skies that right behind home plate. Catcher lost it momentarily. First baseman is ranging over, and he will make the play. So excellent play there by the first baseman, and there is one away.
That was a very tough play right there. The pitcher and catcher really couldn't find that one until the very last second. The only man who had a beat on that was that first baseman. So great play there, one gone.
And Crandall shows off his range. Remember, he's holding the runner on, as we talked about, and he runs all the way over, battling that sun, as you said. Great play there by Crandall. So, one out here. Here's the shortstop, Rogers. And he takes away ball 1. I mean, we talked about the difficulty that lefties have facing a pitcher like this. Shoot, it could also be difficult for righties.
Certainly can be, especially if you have a running fastball that can really run inside and really jam you here.
And just as you said,
just
partner,
as I said right there, right on cue.
And that is a beautiful spot. And he's got that angle, too, because it's coming from 3/4, so it's a nice little angle to that inside fastball there. He's got a lane.
Certainly is, and when a sidearm lefty is on, they are on and they are unhittable.
Here's the 1-1 pitch, and another beautiful spot, just painting the strike zone. That's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So a tough at bat for all these Arroyo Seco Saints hitters.
And you really have to give a lot of credit to Conejo. You know, they also brought their pitchers today, and they've been locating really well and making the pitches when they really need to.
So Jordan Rogers lays off that one. Count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 man on with 1 out here. Remember, Becker singled to lead off the first inning, then a pop out off the bat of Wong. Here's the pitch to Rogers, and that is lined down the left field line. Will it stay fair? Yes, it will. It'll roll all the way into the corner and hit the 325 sign. Holding at third is Becker, so a ringing double off the bat of the shortstop, Jordan Rogers.
One of the negatives to a sidearmer, you don't have the velocity to pump it past people. So when Rinkover misses on that inside, right-handed hitters are able to turn on it, and we saw it right there. Beautiful piece of hitting right there by Jordan Rogers. So, Aaron, that's the type of stuff that the Saints need. Some positives to take into the next game over on Tuesday. You gave up a lead 2 nights ago. You're down 11-2 here. Really all you need here is to keep that line moving against Rinkover.
Agreed. The pitch is fouled straight back, and that's another good sign. Remember, we talk about that a lot. If you're fouling balls straight back, and again, we see the results off the bat of Rogers, and now Bowser, the speedster, looks like they're getting some good hacks off.
They certainly are, and that's attributed to the command issues so far that Rinkover's been showing ever since he got that first out pop out for the first out, rather.
Beautiful breaking ball in there for strike 2. So Rinkover, give him credit, gives up a couple hits, some hard contact, doesn't shy away from the strike zone.
Yeah, that breaking ball has been his best pitch of the day so far. He's landed it twice already, and wouldn't be surprised if he drops the hook here.
So again, top of this 8th inning, 11-2, the Conejo Oaks lead the Arroyo Seco Saints. Saints threatening here with 2nd and 3rd 1 out as Bowser rolls 1 foul. Remember, Bowser with a very simple hitting mechanism, just a toe up, toe down motion. Now, a lot of times, simple is better, especially in baseball.
That's right, and a very simple, quick swing, very crouched down stance, especially with 2 strikes that can really help you put that bat to the ball.
So here is the 1-ball, 2-strike pitch. And that is tapped to third, bobbled there, and now he'll throw to first, and Bowser beats it out, and the run comes in to score. So that'll be an error on Salgado, as he had trouble with that hot shot of a ground ball off the bat of Bowser.
A little bit of a tough hop on Delgado. Well, that's a play he'd tell you he should be making 10 out of 10 times, and because of that, Bowser gets on first, everybody's safe, and the Saints have their third run.
But that's what speed can do, right? It puts pressure on the defense there. Salgado fields, but by the time he tries to make a play, Bowser's already at first base.
That's definitely right. By the time you drop the ball, pick it up, gather, and ready to throw to first, Bowser's already, 85% of the way there.
Right. So 1 out here. The Saints add another run. It's 11-3 now. And here's Matt Marlowe. Marlowe was robbed in his last at-bat. Actually, he hit it to Salgado. He hit a shot to third, and Salgado was able to make the play. Partner, as that fastball misses upstairs, it's so fascinating how baseball works. You hit a ground ball right at someone, they boot it. You hit it 2 steps to their left, it looks like a clear single into left field, and they rob it.
Yeah, that's really how baseball works. It always goes against you, and that's what I always said to me as a hitter. Everything's always against me. But Marlowe is definitely due.
So he skies one down the right field line, long run, and it'll one-hop the wall. And now a bad read there by Rogers, the runner who was at second base, so he'll only go up 1 base. The Saints move station to station. A lot to unpack on that play, partner.
Yeah, great job by Marlowe to send that one the other way. It looked like that ball really carried out towards right field. The wind is blowing out towards right, and I wasn't quite sure what Bowser was doing still standing on second base. I'm pretty sure he lost sight of the ball, thought it was caught, realized at the last second, hey, I got to make it to second base, and good job by Marlowe, realizing that Bowser's on second base, he has to get back to first, because he was about a quarter of the way to second already.
So a huge opportunity for the Saints, and this is a guy that's due. Cooper Harris has had some really good at-bats thus far, but nothing to show for it as he takes a breaking ball away. So 1 out here, bases loaded, 11-3 ball game, and the Saints, with a couple of hits here, could really get back in this game.
Sure, and it starts with Cooper Harris right now, who's really didn't play at all for Wichita State in 2022. So this is his first time at game reps, meaningful game reps since 2021. So he's really finding his stride right now at the plate.
Here's the pitch to Harris, and that's way inside. Almost hit him.
Yeah, but someone who else is trying to find their stride is Rinkova right now, who's actually been touched up pretty well ever since inducing that 1-out pop-up.
Hasn't really had much help from his defense either. Third baseman with a misplay. Right fielder didn't get a great read there. That was Tyler Glowacki.
And going back to that fly ball to Glowacki, that's something he probably should have had. And instead, you have the bases loaded, 3-0 count, nowhere to put Cooper Harris.
And a very dangerous outing here. So 3-0 here. Are you giving Harris the take sign?
Oh, I'd give Harris the take sign right here, and I think that's something you really should do here.
So the 3-0, and he pumps a fastball in there for strike 1. Still a lot of pressure here. 1 out, bases loaded, Harris up.
Now you give him the green light, but be careful though, because Rinkova has landed 2 great curveballs already. He might land a third right here to get it to a full count. Worst case scenario, you're out in front of it, roll over to third, double play, and you're out of this inning.
So here's the pitch, and it's way inside, and it hits him. So Harris will get an RBI the hard way.
He'll have to earn that.
He'll have a nice bruise tomorrow morning, but you know what? It's a ribby, and he gets on base.
Certainly does. Keep the line moving now for Lejeune.
So now a 11-4 ball game here for Tyler Lejeune, who represents the last hitter in the Saints order. The top of the lineup is on deck in the form of Josiah Morrissey.
Certainly is. Worst case scenario here if you're Lejeune, don't ground into a double play. Turn the bat over and let Morrissey have a shot.
So 1 out here, and beautiful pitch there for strike 1. So the Saints looking to put up a crooked number on the scoreboard this inning, trailing 11-4 right now, but still bases loaded and only 1 man out.
If I'm Rinkova, I'm continuing to pound those curveballs. That's the only pitch that's been working for him.
And he heeds your advice and throws another curveball there, and Lejeune with a huge swing and a miss there, 0-2.
If you're Lejeune, shorten up right here. Put the ball in play, preferably in the air, but right now, with 2 strikes, there's really not much you can do. Just don't ground into a double play. He does have the speed to beat out a ground ball.
So no balls and 2 strikes. The pitch, fastball upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One thing about Lejeune, he has demonstrated a good eye. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to the future Arizona Wildcat, and he takes a called strike 3. Beautiful off-speed pitch there.
I told you, that's the best pitch Rinkover has right now. He doesn't have the location on his fastball, and when he does locate it, it gets knocked around pretty well. So if you're Rinkover, continuing to pound that curveball is important, especially with the top of the order due up for Arroyo Seco.
So 2 outs here as Morrissey will bat from the right side. So he's hit 3 times from the left side.
First time from the right side.
The switch hitter. He takes upstairs. So runners are off on contact here with 2 outs here and the bases loaded. Morrissey just looking to make this a ball game here with a base hit.
Certainly, and it'll be a little more interesting right here if Morrissey's able to get maybe even a 2-run single.
So here's the 1-0 pitch. And that is skied in foul territory. First baseman ranges over, and he will put it away. That's Crandall, who caught 2 pop-ups that inning. So the Saints do get a couple across, but they could have done a lot more damage that inning.
They certainly can. Once again, bases loaded, 1 out. You don't get 1 run. Okay, it's a plus, but you only get 2 off of it. And once again, for the second time, there's a lot left to be desired for this Arroyo Seco Saints offense.
Very well said, partner. And we will head to the bottom of this 8th inning here for most likely the last ups for the Conejo Oaks, leading 11-4. So the bottom of the 8th inning here, and same pitcher on the bump for the Arroyo Seco Saints. That's Logan Deskin, again the right-handed pitcher out of Anthem, Arizona. Attends Regis College. 1 ball and no strikes here. Partner, even though this game is pretty lopsided, there's still a lot of value in these innings here.
It certainly is, and with it being Summer League, these guys are continuing to get some work in. Logan Deskin continuing to refine his pitches for the next season over at Regis. So there's still a lot to be played for, even though it's an 11-4 ball game.
So again, Brent Swerrigan, the junior from Pierce College, steps in. He skied that fastball foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. Nice fastball location there.
It certainly is, and just like Conejo's pitching staff, their fastball's been playing all day. Logan Deskin's fastball is also playing so far, and he's been the lone bright spot in the staff so far for the Saints.
Here's the pitch. Fastball is popped high in the air down the right field line, and that is just foul. Great diving attempt there by Max Blessinger, but it was out of his reach.
Yeah, it was a tough play for Blessinger, and good thing that was foul because he was the last line of defense. That ball kicked all the way into the corner. Would be an easy triple if that were fair.
We talked about this outfield a little bit earlier, but the grass is very short on the whole field, but especially the outfield. So once that ball starts rolling, it's going to the wall.
Yeah, that's right. We were out there doing batting practice, and first thing we saw is how much that ball bounces. The grass out there very dry. I don't know if you can see on camera, but it's very dry out there. Looks like it hasn't gotten water hit quite a bit, but that certainly is right. These ground balls have been lightning quick on this outfield surface.
So the count evens at 2-2 That's a competitive 1-2 pitch there. He doesn't get the strike call, and he doesn't get the batter to swing, but a solid pitch.
And every single pitch for Logan Deskin has been competitive so far.
Here's the 1-2 pitch, and that is another one skied in foul territory. Looks like it's playable. Marlowe is under it.
Ooh.
He has some trouble with that one, but does put it away.
Man, Marlowe did not look very sure. Camping under that one. He already dropped one earlier that was fair, but great play, and for out number one.
He's dealing with some demons there.
Yeah, right?
It is very tough to navigate, as you talked about earlier. Not easy plays. Remember, he's got to deal with the sun. He's got to deal with the wind. There's a lot of factors involved.
Yeah, and a big factor is, too, that this isn't your home ballpark. He's used to the Regis Field over in Denver, Colorado. Maybe used to some more trees around, but
certainly.
But it is a new field, and, that's what the Saints are really trying to get with right now. They're really also trying to build chemistry. As you said earlier, there's still a lot of pluses to be playing an 11-4 ball game. You can still build a lot of chemistry, and that's something that the Saints have been lacking so far.
So Jacob Shart digs in, the sophomore out of Cal State Fullerton, 6'1", 185, bats left, throws right. And he skies one, fouled on the third base line. That'll head out of play here with one out. So the Oaks really emptying their bench, getting a lot of the bench players in the ball game here.
That's certainly right. And with this being summer ball, the more reps, the better for all these guys. And they really deserved it so far. The Conejo Oaks starters have really laid it on the Saints team. And if it wasn't for Logan Deskin, who knows how much this deficit would be.
So Deskin fires in a fastball. Beautiful pitch there for strike two.
One of the best fastballs we've seen all day. We've seen glimpses from Carson McKinney and Caleb Pittman and Drew Zittel and Spencer Sid, but right now Logan Deskin's been the most consistent hurler so far for the Saints.
Completely agreed, partner. I think the biggest thing is both the fastball velocity and the fastball command.
Oh, yeah.
Fires in another one there, which is fouled away to the left side.
The ability to establish fastball is huge, not only for his confidence, but also with the other pitches. Setting up a fastball sets up that breaking ball that could snap, and so far Logan Deskin has had both pitches today.
So 1-2 the count with one out here. And he strikes him out swinging, so Shart goes down by way of the K, and there is two away here. What'd you see on that pitch?
Just another great location. Perfectly placed with the breaking ball and perfectly placed with a fastball as well. You got to give credit to Logan Deskin. He's really coming in, pumping fastballs, really working in rhythm and keeping the Saints, maybe not in the game, but at least keeping it from being a lot worse.
So here comes Carrillo. Carrillo has had an amazing day at the plate. Of course, the home run that hit the fair pole down in right field. So two outs here. And he flares one in the air to left field. And the Saints are able to put it away. Nice play there by the left fielder, Matt Wong. So the Saints coming for their last ups here in the top of this ninth inning, trailing 11-4, looking for a little magic here late in this ball game.
Certainly right. We'll see what can happen here. I got some stuff on him.
Yeah. And we're back here in the top of this 9th inning. Last up for the Arroyo Seco Saints if they can't put together at least 7 runs here.
Yeah.
New arm on the bump for the Conejo Oaks. Tell us a little bit about him, partner.
Yeah, Will Watson. Even though he projects to be Conejo's closer, even though this is a 7-inning ball game, Watson getting a lot of run. And so far, 3-quarter righty. Good fastball, breaking ball that cuts down to the right, and 10.3 strikeouts per 9 innings over at Cal Lutheran. So this is basically his home field.
Got some home field advantage here. He pumps in a fastball. A little bit of an interesting motion, an unusual delivery there, and that can mess with hitters' timing.
Certainly an unusual delivery as well, and the perennial closer for the Conejo Oaks, only a 1.82 ERA in 35 innings over at Cal Lutheran. This very field.
So the righty fires, and he pumps in a strike there. Seems very accurate.
Very accurate. It's got that closer mindset. Pumping fastballs, accurate, getting ahead of guys 0-2, making them win the game by hitting the baseball rather than just walking guys.
But as we talked about before, Blessinger, a very tough strikeout. Here's the pitch. Fastball just a bit upstairs. Good discipline there from Blessinger. Tough take.
That was a tough take, and Blessinger's have been having tough takes all season, especially in this game, taking borderline pitches that most other guys would swing at.
On deck is the big lefty, Nathan Becker. Righty is set. He fires the off-speed pitch, and it's skied the other way. We'll do it again, 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Watson really pumping in strikes to this first batter that he's seen.
Certainly does. And when you're up 11-4, that's really your only goal. Pump strikes, get outs.
Here is the 1-2 pitch. Skied again the other way. Blessinger hanging tough, battling those pitches off.
Certainly is, and he's definitely not a guy to strike out, as you mentioned earlier. Only 27 strikeouts and 185 at-bats.
So Watson looks in, gets a sign from his catcher, Durfy. The pitch is chopped to short. Shortstop had to wait on it. Now he fires low, and he throws it away. So a solid at-bat there for Blessinger. He put it in play with 2 strikes. He's rewarded with a base there.
Yep, it was a tough play for the shortstop originally. Blessinger was flying down the line, and Zach only had a very quick play, had to hurry it up, and first baseman unable to pick him.
So now number 44, the big lefty, Nathan Becker, will bat. His last at bat, he lined a single in between the first and second baseman. That was off the weird side armor. So here, 1 on and nobody out. Here's the pitch, and a big cut and a miss there on the high fastball. No balls and 1 strike. Great location there.
Perfect location. He's been locating that fastball quite well. Getting weak contact. If he's not striking guys out, he averages 10 per 9.
So here's the 0-1 pitch, and that's flared in the air to left field. Left fielder Massino ranges over, and he'll put it away. So 1 on and 1 out here. And here comes Matt Wong.
Left fielder number 2, Matt Wong.
So 1 out here for Wong. This has got to be a very tough matchup for anyone, but especially for righties dealing with Watson.
Definitely. Righty on righty matchups always pretty tough, but the righties are used to it though.
So 1 out for Matt Wong, the left fielder.
Ooh.
Takes a big swing and a miss.
Now
No
that
balls.
was a breaking ball right there. That was a beautiful breaking ball. Look down the middle until the last second, splits out.
It's impressive that Watson can do it on the first pitch.
Certainly can, and that really is a very good skill. To be able to throw that breaking ball for a strike, it's very nice when you could just throw a get-me-over curveball, get ahead 0-1.
And a huge lead, and Watson's able to step off. Lessinger was dancing off first base there. Really don't understand that. Down 7 runs in the last inning.
Blessinger was trying to time the pitcher. Almost did it right there. Thankfully, the Conejo coaching staffs are screaming, step off, step off.
And that is chopped to short. Possibility for a double play. They get one at second. The throw to first is late, and it's thrown away there. And it heads into the dugout, so Wong will take second base. So an error there on the second baseman. That is Cody Sulak.
That was a bad play by Sulak. Should not have thrown that ball. No way were you getting the runner over at first.
Was chopped, but it was too slow, especially with Wong's speed. Gets down the line pretty well. They had no chance.
Yeah, absolutely no chance. Not sure about that throw. Of course, 7-run ball game, inconsequential, but, in a much closer game, that could be the difference.
So 2 outs here, and the shortstop, Jordan Rogers, will bat. As Wong leads off from second. Watson checks in on Wong at second. Looks at him again. Now the righty fires. That's low, ball 1. So the Saints down to their last out here. So 2 balls and 1 strike now with 2 outs here. Again, we're at Sparky Anderson Field here at Cal Lutheran University. My name is Aaron Goldstein. My partner, Anthony Vasquez. It's been a great day of baseball, partner.
Certainly has been. Especially if you're a Conejo Oaks fan, everything's been going right for you today, 1 out away.
But a lot of offense nonetheless. 15 runs between the two teams. Of course, 11 for the Oaks and 4 for the Arroyo Seco Saints.
That's right, Aaron. If you look at the line score, 11 runs on 10 hits. Well, you have more runs than hits. Well, that means other guys are getting on base, and that's through walks, and that's through costly errors. 3 errors today for Arroyo Seco. Countless walks from their pitching staff. Just has not been the Saints' day.
Here is the pitch. And that's upstairs, ball 4. So Saints with a couple guys on here in this last inning.
That's right. And Will Watson doesn't really walk a lot of guys. 13 walks in those 35 innings over at Lutheran.
Here comes Jeff Bowser. If you remember, folks, in Bowser's last at bat, hit a hard ground ball at the third baseman, A.J. Salgado. And Salgado booted it. And by the time Salgado fielded it and threw to first, Bowser had already reached. 2 outs here for the right-handed speedster, Jeff Bowser. It's Matt Marlowe waits on deck. And that is way outside. Nice stop there by Brendan Durfy. And it looked like he got crossed up there, expecting a breaking ball, and a fastball came.
Yeah, good call right there. And he did get crossed up. That's right. Durfy's back out there to talk to him. We go over the signs once again. Runner on second base. He's been peering into that catcher for a very long time, so they probably want to switch up the signs a bit.
So 2 outs here, 1 ball and no strikes on Bowser. Saints looking for a little late inning magic here, trailing by 7 runs. First and second, 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Bowser. And that skips away from the catcher. Both of the runners will advance. It's led by Wong, who moves from second to third. So very uncharacteristic of Durfy there to let the ball slip by him.
That certainly is right. Durfy's been elite, to say the least, for these past 8 innings. Like I said before, he's matching Cooper Harris on the Arroyo Seco Saints with fantastic defense, and he's topping him so far on the offensive side as well.
So 2-0, very much a hitter's count for Bowser. Here's the pitch. Fastball on the outer half, perfectly placed, 2 balls and 1 strike. So again, the Saints down to their last out here. 2 balls and 1 strike. On the speedster Bowser, who's DHing today. The pitch is way outside. 3 balls and 1 strike. So it seems Watson is losing his command a little bit.
Certainly is right. Losing the command a little bit. Fastball is a little erratic.
In a very inopportune time with 2 outs here in the ninth
exactly.
inning. 3 balls and 1 strike to pitch, and that is way outside of ball 4, so the bases are loaded. Something I've said a lot for the Saints today.
Certainly have been, but they only have 7 hits. You know, they've had their fair share of base runners. They just haven't been able to get them in right now.
So that'll bring up Matt Marlowe, the third baseman.
Third baseman, number 16, Matt Marlowe.
If you remember, folks, Marlowe singled off the wall in right field in his last at bat. That was because of bad base running by his Saints teammates who couldn't advance. Would have been a double.
Would have been a run-scoring double, too, if the runners were able to see that. The ball wasn't caught over in that right field corner. Can't really blame them, though. It was a really tough play.
So he takes a fastball away. So the Saints threatening to put up a little 2-out rally here in this 9th inning.
That's right. Like I said before, all Arroyo Seco's trying to do is find its groove a bit. You know, take something into the next game. You got an off day tomorrow. Take the day off. Maybe go to the beach and then really get back out to work on Tuesday.
So another ball. It's 2-0, and right now, nobody in the pen for the Conejo Oaks. They're riding with Watson.
Yeah, this is Watson's inning, and he does have a relatively long leash with it being a 7-run game, but the wheels start to turn over in that Conejo Oaks dugout if a couple runs score here.
So 2-0 now. The pitch. 2-0 hacking, and he fouls it off his foot. That's the stinger right there.
Yeah, that one's got to hurt. It's got to hurt even more. 2 outs in the 9th. Final at-bat of the day, and that happens.
That's baseball.
Yep. Marlowe's just had a rough day overall, though. Hit a ball hard a few times. Of course, the only good thing that happened to him was that little flare to right field. It wasn't hit very far. Hard.
So 2 balls and 1 strike here to Marlowe. Looking to extend this inning and as a result the game. And that's way upstairs, and it gets by the catcher again. Run will come in to score. So Durfy getting a little bit tired in the late innings as a couple balls have snuck by him.
That's right. Durfy getting a little bit of wild, but I'm sure that was Watson getting a little bit of wild, and that should look like a pass ball on Durfy right there. Should have caught that one.
So 3 balls and 1 strike here with 2 outs. Again, another hitter's count here. That is fouled straight back. A nice hack there from Marlowe. Count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with Cooper Harris on deck. So 3-2, 2 outs here. Saints down to their last strike. 11-5 score. The pitch is lined into left field. That is deep, and that is off the wall. It is fielded by the left fielder out there, but it'll be a 2-run double for Marlowe. He points at the dugout a little bit, and just like that, the Saints have a little life. It's now 11-7.
How about that? Matt Marlowe, last 2 at-bats, putting some runs together, using the whole field, sending one to right, sending one over the left fielder's head. Each of them hit the wall. So Matt Marlowe really starting to get into his stride, and he's very, very good at Regis College, a career .350 hitter, so it's good to see him getting hot late.
And showing power to all fields.
That's right.
So still 2 outs here as Harris digs in. So now an 11-7 game. Saints offense has woken up in the late innings. 2 runs last inning, now 3 runs in this 9th inning. Here's a pitch.
And Aaron, I'm sure the pitching staff would really be kicking themselves today. It was a really rough start. You know, Logan Deskin putting up those 2 zeros in the 7th and 8th inning at the end of it.
But still a chance here for the Saints club Down 11-7, runner on second base, 2 outs here. Like you talked about before, partner, just have to have that next man up mentality, as that is cut on and missed by Cooper Harris. Just think about getting on base, passing the baton to the next man.
Certainly right, and if Cooper Harris is able to get on base there, maybe look for the dugout to start to rustle a bit. Maybe someone head to that bullpen. Even maybe not to throw, just be there just in case. This is very unlike Will Watson to give up this many runs in successive fashion.
So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the pitch to Cooper Harris. Another cut and a miss. Same spot there, same result.
Same spot, same results. 2 fastballs right down the middle, just a little late on him. Now he's really in a hole. Even though it's 1-2, he's more so in an 0-2 hole here. Very in between here. Late on the fastball, and you know he'll be flailing on a breaking ball if he gets a good one here.
So here is the 1-2 pitch, and that is skied foul. So he makes an adjustment and gets a piece of it there.
Still makes an adjustment, but that was an emergency hack still. Yeah, it was a 1 ball, 2 strike emergency hack. Wouldn't surprise me if Will Watson drops the hook right here. You have Cooper Harris looking fastball in these last 4 pitches.
Here is the 1-2 pitch to Harris, and that is tapped foul. Nice effort there by the third base coach. Comes up empty.
Much to the chagrin of the Arroyo Seco dugout.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Again, 11-7 ball game, folks. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th inning. Last ups for the Arroyo Seco Saints if they can't mount a comeback here. And 1 ball and 2 strikes on Saints catcher Cooper Harris. Here is the pitch. Fastball upstairs, just a bit upstairs, and much to the disappointment of the Conejo Oaks fans in attendance.
Yeah, even though they're a little disappointed, even though the Oaks dugout really wanted that strike, it was up and away. Good call by the umpire.
Agreed. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Deuces are wild here with a runner on second base. 11-7 ball game. So Watson looks at third base, now second. Now he looks at his target, the pitch. Fastball upstairs again, another good call. 3 balls and 2 strikes. So, listen, for Harris, all he's got to do is find a way on here. Pass it to the next guy, Tyler Lejeune.
Yeah, if he gets on, the tying run is on deck.
So 3-2 here. The pitch. Fastball inside, ball 4. So a great at bat there by Cooper Harris. He works a walk. And the Conejo Oaks pitching coach will come out and talk to his guy. Just like that, Saints will put up 3 runs this inning. There's 2 outs here in this 9th inning, but they have a couple runners on. And Tyler Lejeune will step to the plate. Lejeune has really struggled his last couple of bats, a couple Ks.
Certainly has been, but Coach Milam coming out there to talk to him, maybe calm him down a little bit. This game is getting a little bit closer right now. Still nobody warming up, so this is still Will Watson's job to work out of. Just 1 out away.
And still, as we talked about before, nobody getting loose in that Conejo Oaks bullpen. And it's baseball. Crazy things happen.
Yep.
The Stanford game last night.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot in college. A lot of crazy comebacks.
Down 13-6 in the last inning, come back and score 6 runs, end up 1 run short, but crazy things happen. So here's Lejeune, and it's got to be tough for Lejeune. You know, he's got out a couple times by way of the K, but here just a huge opportunity, and really all it takes is 1 at bat to change the tide.
Oh yeah, sure can. 1 more hit, you can have the bases loaded, tying run to come to the plate. And the ball's been flying out late in this game.
And Josiah Morrissey, the top of the order, is on deck. So 11-7 ball game, 2 outs here. Here's Tyler Lejeune. The pitch. And he takes a fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. It's been a common theme for Lejeune up to this point, is being behind in the count, working from 0-1, 0-2 counts.
That's right, Aaron. When you're in a slump, it feels like right when you step in the box, it's an 0-2 count.
0-2. So the 0-1 pitch is shot foul down the left field line, and that'll go out of play. So now an 0-2 hole here for Tyler Lejeune. who will attend the University of Arizona next year, the Wildcat.
That's right, Wildcat. Another former Wildcat here in Kyson Donahue. Transferred out of there and head to Hawaii.
So the Saints, again, down to their last strike. I feel like I've said that a lot the last couple batters.
It certainly is, but hey, they've been battling so far. Lejeune continue to foul off pitches right here. He might get the hook here from Watson. Got to be careful with it.
Here's the 0-2 pitch, and that's way upstairs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. But Watson's thrown a lot of pitches in this inning.
Sure has been. Thankfully, everyone in the CCL gets Monday off, or else he'd be 100% unavailable. Basically 2 innings of work just in this inning alone.
So 1 ball and 2 strikes, the pitch, and that is ripped. Fair ball down the first base line. It'll roll into the corner. The runners are on their horses. 1 run will score. That's Marlowe. Stopping at third is Cooper Harris. Tyler Lejeune breaks through in a big way with an RBI double, and we've got a ball game.
Uh-oh, we certainly do now. Great job by Lejeune, staying with that pitch, flinging that one down the right field line and into the corner. First baseman had absolutely no chance at that. Maybe a dive, maybe to up your odds, but still, very good job by Lejeune. And still, nobody warming up in this Oaks bullpen with the tying run at the plate.
So 11-8 is the score. Now 9 hits for the Arroyo Seco Saints. And guess who's up? It's the top of the order, Josiah Morrissey.
It's Josiah Morrissey, a switch hitter, and then Max Blessinger. Back-to-back lefties with a platoon advantage.
He represents the tying run here. The pitch. And that's downstairs. And a very anxious and quiet Conejo Oaks dugout at this moment.
As opposed to the Arroyo Seco dugout, who just erupted on that Lejeune double.
So 1 ball and no strikes. 2 out here, the pitch. And that is chopped to second base, and that could do it. And it, in fact, will. So a nice little comeback there by the Arroyo Seco Saints. They put up 4 in the 9th inning. They still fall 11-8. What's your final thoughts?
Final thoughts is, got to give credit to this Arroyo Seco team for continuing to battle back and not giving up. 6 runs in this final 2 innings. Could that be something that kickstarts this offense going into Tuesday and the rest of the season?
Very well said, partner. So the Saints come short, but they put up a valiant effort, especially in that 9th inning, putting up 4 runs and bringing the tying run to the plate. So again, my name is Aaron Goldstein. I'm here with my partner, Anthony Vasquez. It's been an absolute pleasure. We're signing off from Cal Lutheran University and George Sparky Anderson Field. And again, folks, you watched Arroyo Seco Saints Media Network on YouTube. We'll see you next time.